I believe we are live, but I'm not quite sure. Let's see. Hey, oh, something's coming up here.
Something happening. It's happening. We're on. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something's happening.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Yeah. Hey, there it is. Look, we're happening.
It's happening.
Okay. How about Twitch? Are we going on Twitch?
We're on Twitch. I'm looking at Twitch.
Oh, sweet. You look at Twitch and I'll look at YouTube and we'll make sure.
I'm looking at Twitch and we're on YouTube. So we're on both. It's impressive. Right. Duke is doing the do, man. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Duke is the god.
So we're ready to start then.
Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Here we go, people. Come on. Hello!
Welcome yo to the veteran gamers.
Kids my big Springfield behind.
Will tell you about every single game that you're playing this week.
Kids my big Springfield behind.
Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite savior.
Kids my big Springfield behind.
It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers. Switch that console up before you have to repeat, yo.
I don't, you see, like, blah, blah. So there you go. Hello and welcome to episode. Didn't even sound like episode. I don't know what I just said. Hello,
welcome to Sword Episode. I'm going to start screaming.
It's episode 636 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
Yay, episode 636.
Zip it about.
One thing I will not have to do this week is host, which I had to do last week, and that was just bonkers. But
yeah, how did that go? Because I haven't listened yet.
It was great. Everything worked out great. We got done in a very efficient manner. So, Stu is back. Welcome back, Stu. Yeah. We're glad you're back.
Efficiency is gone.
Yeah. Chinny is not here.
So, yeah, Chinny isn't here. But before we do any of that shit, I'm just going to talk a little bit about why I wasn't here last week.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Tell us about why you weren't here. There's a story behind this thing.
My favorite time. Yeah. It's story time.
My friend Feng Chewy sent me a text earlier on the Sunday and said, "Hey, Stewie.
Yes.
I've got tickets for Batman, right? He was meant to go with his missus.
Right.
But he was a bit like, I don't think she'll really like it. So I'm going to ask Stu instead, see if he wants to go.
Sure.
So when I watched the Batman, which is a fucking long film, and I mean, when I say long, it is a long film.
Right.
So it runs in at about, without credits, it's about 2 hours, 46 minutes or something like that. So it's a long film. But here's the thing, though.
What's
it
the
was
thing?
good.
Yeah, I heard good things.
It's good. And even though it was nearly 3 hours long, it wasn't like boring.
Okay.
It didn't feel it.
No, it didn't feel like it didn't feel boring.
I'm Chinny, by the way, Hello. Nature is restored.
Yeah. We'll come to Chinny in a minute. We'll come to that, man, in a second. But anyway. So it was really good. And I was like, wow, it's very, very dark.
Well, yeah.
I mean, like, seriously.
It's grim dark, man, because you can't.
It's darker than any of the other Batman films before it, for definite.
Of course. That's what everybody's trying to do. Everyone's got to be all grim, dark,
edgy.
Super.
It's edgy, man. It's edgy. Even the way they portray the characters. I mean, I'm not going to give anything away, but fuck me. Like, wow. I don't even know how to say stuff without spoiling it, but
don't spoil anything then.
There's a lot of darkness. There's a lot of, let's just say, it's very dark. But yeah, excellent film. Totally recommend it. Anybody, you want fancy going and seeing it, go and see it. It's pretty amazing. So
yeah.
Well, I saw it the same day. I was going to see it late at night, but then you messaged me and I had to quickly change my ticket and rush out the door, I remember.
Is that true?
Yeah, I thought it was great myself.
Because I asked Antonio to cover, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm going watching it." I'm like, and he's like, "Don't worry though, I can be back in the tea because Feng Chewy already had the tickets, and they were 8 o'clock at night, so there was absolutely no way."
Yes.
But I'm like, Antonio, it's like 3 hours. You'll have to like watch it like now
to
be
now.
back on time. And he's like literally now. But he's like, "Don't worry, it'll be fine. I'll be back."
Yeah.
So what did you think, Antonio? What's your opinion?
I really enjoyed it. It's more of a crime noir drama more than an action film. It's just got, a car chase sprinkled in and a little bit of combat here and there. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to get the Blu-ray when it comes out and definitely rewatch it. Because it definitely is long, but I felt like a 2-hour film for me. It stood out from the crowd, filmmaking-wise, just because it didn't feel like a superhero film in any way.
No,
which is
God, no.
Right up my alley.
It felt like if David Fincher did a Batman film, is what it felt like, if I'm being totally honest.
I heard that comparison from someone else too, so I think you're...
Really? I didn't realize that, but that's how dark it was. It was like very dark. Anyway, great film. So how are you anyway, Duke? You well?
Yeah, I'm all right. I got one more week until spring break. I could really use spring break. It can't come fast enough. I got a lot of papers to grade over the break, but that's okay. Yeah, it was a hectic day on Friday, even though we didn't have students. It was a professional development day. But it was a roller coaster.
That's like another name for a day of like skiving, isn't it, really?
Skiving? I don't know what that is.
Yeah. You know what skiving is?
Why don't you just tell me what skiving is?
Well, is a British term, and it means like...
I figured it was a British
when you
term.
should be doing something, but you don't.
No, that's not what it is.
So, like, say, for instance, you take a sick day off work, but you're not really sick.
Well, that's not what it was.
That's skiving.
Okay.
Because a professional development day to me is like...
I could tell you
an excuse to just fanny around all
day. If you would like to know, but it sounds like you don't really want to know.
I'm only asking. I'm just
You're not asking. You're talking and talking and talking. If you want to know, you can ask, and then I'll tell you. Anyway, the point is, it was a day with lots of... I don't want to bore people with the details. The point is that I had some really good moments
we talked about TikTok for half an hour last week. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is true.
Was the food? Don't say that, Stuart. You don't fucking know. We could have been talking about things for 3 hours.
Yeah,
no, but he trusts you that you told him the truth, Antonio.
I trust.
And by the way, Antonio doesn't have a camera for whatever reason. Anyway,
or a nice mic. Sorry.
Right. The mic's fine. I don't mind that.
Anyway,
it sounds
actually fine.
The point is, it was highs and lows, and it ended up kind of low, but that's okay because it's over with, and I have one more week until spring break, and I'm very excited about it. Meanwhile, where's Chinny? Everyone's asking in the same way that everyone's always asking, where's Poochie? Well, here's Chinny. He's popping up in places that you might not expect him.
That is true.
Here's Chinny. He is not the Batman. He is
the Batman.
In New York, and he is visiting lots of places, including the Nintendo Museum, and he sent us some pictures of himself at this Nintendo Museum that are pretty cute. So let me show you some of these pictures. Here's one he sent of a Game Boy that was damaged in the Gulf War, and it still works.
This is the Nintendo store we were talking about last week. I said we should go to. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. So that's pretty cool that there's a Game Boy damaged in the Gulf War.
Hey, but the screen survived, which is quite impressive.
Yeah, it's true. This is, of course, Mario. For those audio listeners, sorry, you can't see this, but Mario sliding down the little thing with his flag, and Chinny's standing there looking up reverently at him. That's cute.
He is.
I love the fact that Chinny's wearing a mask because a lot of people in the U.S. are not wearing masks, at least not where I am.
It's possibly you had to in that store.
Well,
Maybe
yeah,
really
I'm sure there are some restrictions in New York. So this is a display of old video game consoles made
it's
handhelds.
All of them, isn't it? This is all of the handhelds they've ever
right,
made,
and I love the fact that it starts in the upper left, and it's hard to see on this display. But the one on the far left, I actually remember playing those because they were. I guess they were the LCD back in the day. Like, they didn't have actual pixel graphics. They had little drawings that would light up. And
there were sprites, weren't they?
Right, but not sprites in the sense that we think of today in that they were made up of pixels. They were little drawings, but they would just be illuminated in one spot or another on the screen. So, it was a hectic, but it was amazing at the time because it was like, my God.
Well, I had the Donkey Kong Game & Watch one, like the flippy one. It was like a mustardy orange color with a silver lid. But
I have the ball in a cup one, personally. Yeah.
Quit being a cup and ball hog. This is a display of all the different Nintendo systems. There's one further down that you can't really see. Looks like an old paddle console, but good stuff.
They've even got the whatever it was called, the one that was like supposedly like a VR headset, but it was just terrible.
Well, sure.
I can't remember. Yeah, there it is, Virtual Boy.
And Rob the
red
Robot.
one.
I remember that being the stupidest thing ever. And I remember even when that came out, some of my friends were like, "Oh, dude, I want to get that robot that Nintendo has." I'm like, "That looks so stupid. What does it even do?" And they were like, "I don't know. It's a robot." And I was like, "I'll not care." Yeah, I think that might be it. And then there's who's teaching what next year. Well, that's who. Okay, so enough of that. Yeah.
There you
so
go.
thanks,
Enough
Chinny,
of that.
for sending that, and have a good time on your trip.
You want to hear something? You want to hear
We would
something?
love to hear
funny
something. Yeah, of course.
about Chinny.
Tell us.
So on Tuesday morning, I sent him a text and said, "Hey, Chinny.
Hey.
Obviously, I wasn't on the show this week. Don't really know what I'd call it. Can you publish it? Is that all right with you?" Yeah, no problems, mate. No problem. Yeah,
He
I'll
didn't do
upload
it.
the show. And then on Wednesday, I got another text going, sorry, Stu, I'm at the airport. I didn't upload the show.
Oh, imagine that.
Okay, Chinny. No
You know
worries.
what? Hey, he's a scorpion. He's going to sting you. Don't give him any rides.
Chinny.
Don't
give him
a ride.
responsibilities. That's the key.
He's
here.
a scorpion. Don't give him a ride.
Flipping heck. So I ended up uploading the show, but that's some of them nothing. Story-wise, by the way, I made a large purchase this week.
Snap.
You
What's
may
the
or may not have
purchase?
seen this. You may or may not have seen this
I have
on
not seen this.
the Veteran Gamers Twitter. But I have bought Hero Quest board game.
Oh, yeah, I did
I'm
see that,
assuming-
actually.
I saw it
Hero
too.
Quest, which
Yeah.
is kind of an alternate version of Dungeons and Dragons. So this was kind of a bit of they was like the rival in the 80s.
Okay.
So what happened was I think it was either last year or the year before, maybe last year, Hasbro did a Kickstarter, which is weird for a large game company to do a Kickstarter anyway.
Yeah, it is. They don't have any capital they could possibly put up.
They couldn't possibly have done it themselves, but they did a Kickstarter. I think partly it was probably to find out interest.
Well, yeah.
See
but
people were interested.
they also don't have a marketing team that could do any consumer research.
No, obviously not. But anyway, they did a Kickstarter. Obviously, it got funded because people wanted Hero Quest again. And it's literally identical. I mean, they have literally recreated the original game from the 80s.
Okay.
But these sell for a large amount of cash on eBay. If you've got an original 80s version, they go for well over £100.
Yeah.
So it popped up on my, I have like feeds in, in sort of bargains and what's, where you get stuff
Hey,
cheap. And it
sucker
popped
for
up.
nostalgia buys. Check this out.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously I've been talking quite a lot with Dan, Dan and Lewis.
Oh yeah.
And
Two legends, yes. Shout out.
Two ledges. And we're going to get the nerdy board games going again this summer.
Oh yeah.
So obviously this
Okay.
popped up and I'm like, it's a no-brainer, really. It was a lot of money though for what it is, if I'm
Okay.
going to be totally honest.
Alright.
Kay described it as I need my head felt. after purchasing it.
Wait, is that
Uh,
different from normal? Isn't that like just par for the course?
Yeah, probably. But it was reduced. It had £20 off. It should have been £100.
God damn.
And it was reduced to 80. But you get a lot of shit. I mean, this thing came right in a massive box. I'm like, how big is this thing?
Yeah.
So I undid it, and it's deep. I mean, this thing's probably about over half a foot deep. The
Okay.
box is massive. And you get 2 layers of stuff. So you've got all the characters, all the enemies, scenery, weapon stands, tables, like bookcases.
Okay.
And it's so cool. So you get this, it's quite a big sort of board that you
Yes.
set out. And then if you're like you're not the dungeon master, it's some sort of like evil entity you play as the dungeon master, but it's the same thing.
Yes.
You're given then a plan of the layout of the dungeons.
Yes. It's on the
Okay.
screen now.
It's on the screen now. You're given the layout of the dungeons, and when somebody goes through a doorway, you have to populate the rooms with whatever's in it.
Okay.
It's super cool. So it is basically Dungeons and Dragons, but it's so cool. The detail in the little figures are amazing. And
They better
so
be
then
for
I was like,
$100.
I know, yeah. So then I'm on Twitter going, I guess I should paint these things because, obviously they look a bit crap in, boring plastic.
$100. They couldn't
So
even bother to send you color images or color.
I know. They
figures.
should have been already detailed.
Yeah, they should.
So what is going on? So I put some like feelers outside. Does anyone know what to do with this stuff? And Tim Kelly
Tim
came
Kelly's
back,
the one who,
Topic
yeah,
Kelly.
he's nuts for that.
Oh my
Warhammer and
God,
shit.
he knows his shit.
He does
So
know
he
his
says,
shit.
so he says to me, some contrast paints from Game Workshop. Get some contrast paints; they're great. You paint it, and it like pools in the sort of recessed areas, and then it's lighter. So you get light and shade on all of. It looks really cool.
Okay.
And it's dead easy. You just paint them, right? So I'm like, oh, that sounds all right. So I had a look on Game Workshop for these contrast paints.
Now you really need your head felt.
Well, though, if I'd have purchased these, I would definitely need my head felt. So I looked on Game Workshop, and I'm like, oh, how much are these things? And you can get a set of like different, like about 20 colors in 18 milliliter pots, or tiny little pots. £161.
Oh my God!
Flippin' heck.
That's crazy.
Like, whoa! And I was looking on Amazon, right, and it tells you how much per liter this stuff is.
Yeah.
Right. And it's £1,890 per liter.
Good.
So
you thought gasoline was expensive right now. Hey.
Yeah, exactly. This would cost you $2,000 for a liter.
You don't need a liter, though, of course.
What? Yeah, but like equivalent. Surely it doesn't cost that much.
Yes, right.
It's mental.
It's very expensive.
And needless to say,
they still look like crap.
I'm probably going to have a go at painting them, but probably just normal acrylic paints, which I know everyone's going to go, what are you doing? It's going to be rubbish. But do you know what? It'll probably look better than the plain plastic, but it's not going to look professional. I ain't no artist. Just saying. Right. But oh my God. But yeah, it was so impressive, but like opening up and getting everything out. I'm like, there's so many cool things in here. It's very impressive. I was super impressed.
Super impressive.
So
if I could be a wet blanket, is it not the case you think that you'll play this twice and then put it in the closet and forget all about it?
What's kind of cool, it's got 14 quests included.
Yeah, and
so there's 14 quests. But
there's lots of possibilities for Wingspan and Dominion. We bought those.
No, we're gonna make it a regular thing. We've committed. Dan and Lewis have committed to playing this.
I've been wrong before.
Playing
I hope I'm wrong
We're not
again.
just gonna play this.
Okay.
So we're gonna get out. I've got a big table in the garden. We can set it up on there, no problems.
You can cook a pizza outside in the garden too.
Yeah, get the pizza oven going.
Yeah.
Get some beers. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to it. It's gonna be so cool. So
I hope it's a lot of fun.
Some games, so I'm quite impressed. Yeah, so there you go. I'm going to be playing some hero quests with Dan and Lewis. We're going to be getting it on.
Look forward to that. Yeah.
Duke, by the way, you listened to the rap mix.
I did listen to the rap mix, and I liked it. I thought the song selection was very good. The one thing that I would say, and I don't know if you, I don't know, whatever.
Don't upset me, Duke.
I'm not trying to upset you, but I'm trying to say that it was a little upset when I heard Public Enemy slowed down, because hip hop is a little different, obviously, than techno. If you slow it down, then it becomes 1989, the number. Another summer, get down. Sound of the funky drum. Look, it was good.
I don't think I slowed it down that much, to be fair, but there you go.
It's probably not slowed down that much in an objective sense, but I know that song very well. I've heard it a billion times. Yeah. So my antennae are up. And again, it was very good. I enjoyed it. It was a good mix. I would just say that, hip hop works best when it's not sped up or slow down, but whatever. Good stuff.
Yep, that's fair enough. I will take that on board.
All right.
That's more for just mixing purposes, so that you can keep it in beat and stuff. So
well, yeah, but I don't know. I mean, there's got to be ways to do it.
I could raise and lower the tempo.
Well, you could also mix by like starting it on the, instantly crossfade it when one downbeat starts. When
that doesn't sound great though. Sometimes.
Well, it depends on how you do
that's kind of like drop mixing.
Or you could learn how. I mean, there are hip hop DJs who mix things together, like. It's just
what you tend to do,
more effort.
And I'm not quite as skilled as that, but what you tend to do is scratch it in. So you sort of scratch it in, and but I can't do any of that stuff.
Not with that attitude.
I can do a little bit of it. I can do a little bit of it, but not.
All right.
Where are you going? Story time's over, isn't it?
What you been playing?
Moving on.
What you been playing? What you been playing?
There you go. So playing time. I reckon we should have Antonio again. He's the guest.
Of course, and he has the most things to talk about.
But I've only got one game. I'm going to have to bring in someone else to help me afterwards. It'll be a surprise, don't worry.
Right,
I've been playing GTA Online.
GTA Online?
Okay.
So the first time I came on here recently, first time I came on here recently, I said I just got back into it. I'm really enjoying it, and I still am. But it really is a shell of what it once was in a sense. The reason for that being, it's just a constant game of flexing now. It's whoever has the most money and whoever wants to constantly flex it.
Well, that's been created by the sort of business model, hasn't it, for it?
Well, it's funny you say business because the main way to make money apart from doing heists is businesses. So I opened up a nightclub and then started buying locations to run a business. So the main ecosystem now of GTA Online is buying and running businesses to make money.
What else would you do in a GTA game?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about.
So how is your business doing? Is this nightclub getting the party
doing
started?
Well, I'm slowly starting to do it, but the thing is, I play in private lobbies if I can, because I want to play with just my friends and that's it. And also, I keep hearing horror stories about griefers. But to do any of the business stuff, you have to be in a public lobby.
Okay.
And I remember quite vividly. I spawned in, I started doing a setup mission, and I was given a half an hour timer. I was like, to pick up a delivery? It can't take that long. I made it with 5 minutes to spare.
Oh no!
And the reason for that is, I don't know if any of you've seen what it's like nowadays in there, but there are flying cars of missiles.
Yeah.
No, I played it very, very briefly when it first launched, but other than that, I've never been near it.
It's a whole new game now. It's a shell of what it was. I say it's a shell. It's gone out of its shell. It's a massive game now. Like when I first joined back in, I was so shocked by how much stuff there is to do.
Yeah.
And it's quite cheeky how they've done it though. So if you want to do any of this new stuff, you have to own a certain location, and you need money to buy that. You can either grind it or pay shark cards, which is the microtransactions.
Yes.
I refuse to do that, so I thought I'd get a business going, but I'm almost not wanting to do that because, as I mentioned, you have to be in a public lobby.
Yeah.
And so the setup mission I did, I bought an airplane hangar, which, surprise, surprise, holds airplanes, and you can do counterfeit trading in it, so you can buy and sell cargo and all that kind of crap.
Okay.
So to set it up, I had to steal a plane. The problem was I kept getting blown up by flying bikes.
Oh no!
I saved this on my Xbox. I had a clip of 3 people trying to chase me in flying bikes as I was flying this very slow airplane into my hangar. So it almost made me not want to do any public lobby stuff.
I don't blame you.
But everything has to be done in a public lobby, minus a couple heists.
Right.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? You'd think they'd have a sort of not a PvE because I guess you're not fighting against the environment, but they could have a PvE, where there's just
that's
AI
a shorthand
characters.
For like not having to fight other humans.
Characters.
There is a passive mode, but I don't know if I can run do any of my business activities during passive mode because when you start doing a mission, your location gets pinged to everyone on the map, and they're incentivized to kill you because they get money by messing your business up.
Right.
Wow.
So it creates this weird vicious cycle where people who love to grief are being rewarded for griefing.
See, I mean, I would try it because I know in RDO you can do missions like they'll let people know, but you can have yourself in peaceful mode so that if someone kills you, you can just be like, you know what, I'm not fighting you, dude. Like you can.
I need to test that for
me.
Businesses. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to test
it can't hurt to try it and see.
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna lose anything by doing it, are you?
Like I said, to do a very quick 5-minute mission, it took me nearly half an hour.
That's nuts.
Just because I kept being killed over and over again by griefers. And the thing is, when you respawn, you don't respawn very far away. So the griefer just waits for you to respawn.
They're just waiting for you to come back in again.
Exactly. And when I'm like this day one guy who has some okay guns, and when I'm being faced with 3 people who are on flying bikes of missiles, there's nothing you can do.
Well, sure.
There's only so many times I can try and shoot one.
Missiles.
I'm not even joking. There's the DeLorean with missiles and machine guns.
Yeah, so they've got missile launchers on the flying bag.
Yeah, and also on the flying DeLoreans. It's like when I first came. I think I said this last week. My first snapshot back in the GTA Online was spawning in and being blown up by a DeLorean. That had missiles.
That's pretty crazy.
And machine gun.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But at least the DeLorean's meant to fly.
That's true.
Just saying, if it's a modern Back to the Future one.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be going to fly.
I've noticed the community ended up being kind of split because it started to go into a more futuristic kind of vibe. So like I said, flying cars in a GTA, that sounds a bit mental,
Right.
It probably looks a bit mental, to be honest.
It would be a lot more mental if it was in Red Dead Online.
Yeah, flying horses. Flying horses, what about that?
That's a very good point. But on the flip side, the heists they've been adding, they added one quite recently called the Parika Heist, which literally is its own island, and it's a big free roam island with multiple points of entry. You can either go in through the sea in a submarine, or you can base jump from the base, obviously, you can just go guns blazing through the center. And every time you do the heist, when you set it up, you have to go in and look around the island, and the spawns for little like things you can pick up like cash or coke change every time. So it's a really, really good heist.
Yeah.
But
well designed.
Exactly. Like it's a surprisingly well made and well designed game mode. Like I don't have any of you played the heist modes in GTA Online in the past?
No,
nope.
I haven't.
So to do a heist, it's a bit like in the story if you played the story of GTA.
Yeah, so you have to scope it out and all that sort of stuff.
So you do scope out missions, you pick the crew you want to take with you, and
steal a bus.
Really, exactly. Or in some of these cases, you can rob a casino, or you can rob, in this case, an actual island. The casino one's very cool because, I mean, A, robbing a casino sounds kind of cool, and B, you have pretty much the entire town against you when you do it. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, because everyone likes the casinos.
Oh yeah, but even then, the casino in itself is weird because it's basically just gambling for kids. But I don't know. GTA is such a weird. How it evolved is so strange to me.
Yeah.
Oh, and the guest appearance by a parrot there.
But quite honestly, though, talking to parrots, by the way, that's just reminded me of something really weird. I don't know why. Went for a walk on Saturday to a local park, and there was a woman with an African grey parrot on her shoulder.
Oh my goodness!
Walking down the middle with a dog. Weirdest thing I've seen. There you go.
Okay.
Stop it from flying away.
It didn't fly away. No, it was just sat quite happily on her shoulder while she was walking along. It wasn't tethered or anything. It was just literally sat there.
That's mental.
It was mental.
That is mental.
Yeah, it was just. And I said to Kay, I'm like, do you not think it'd fly away or something? She's like, maybe she brings it so it can have a fly around. Maybe it just comes back. So I'm guessing it just comes back. Who knows? It was a bit weird.
I can't even take my dog off lead, so that's impressive to hear. Jesus.
Yeah.
I did buy GTA Online for the Series X, and also the PS5 because it's free on PS5. But I'm kind of worried because there's no confirmation that you can play with Xbox One or PS4 players. And the only reason I'm playing this game again is because I'm playing with friends or family from home. So I'm very scared about that. And yes, I did pay £9 just to get a 60 FPS game because I don't know about anyone else, but the GTA Online I'm playing is the same one that we had back at launch.
Sure.
So it looks like GAF, it runs like GAF, and it was worth the money.
All right.
But yeah, that's it really with GTA Online. Because the thing is, every time we do a heist, which I like doing, you have to set it up again every time, which takes sometimes hours.
Right.
So by the time you set up the heist, you have to say, "All right, man, I got to shoot off. We'll play tomorrow then." Yeah.
Sure. And then you don't.
So it's but
so you've literally got to do the heist all in one go. You can't stop midway through.
You can stop the setup, so you can do one bit of the setup, go and grab one thing, and then you can stop and then continue another day. The heist itself, all in one go.
Yeah. So once you start, you start. And that's
but they are the best ways to make money and the most fun ways because I don't want to do I'm doing a business management sim to make money because that is the game.
Yeah.
But it's not very fun, especially since you've got to do it in a public lobby.
Yeah. It's a bit weird.
GTA Online.
Weird. Talking of things like to play with your family. Have they got any of your other family got VR headsets, or is it literally just you?
Yeah, my middle brother has a Quest 2.
Because I'll be honest with you, walkabout mini golf is great for getting together and having a bit of fun. Do you know what I mean? If you've not seen someone for a bit, you get that on the go. You can literally play some mini golf, have a chat like you're just there next to each other. It's very cool.
For him, I will for sure, but with GTA, it's everyone has it that I know, so that's why I picked it up again because it is a perfect social game. You spawn in, Los Santos is massive, and you just kind of make your own fun for a few hours.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah, man. It's kind of mental to think that it's going to be near 10 years old soon, and it's going to be on 3 different generations of consoles.
Yeah, well, that's what they're milking this thing for everything it's worth, aren't they?
Oh,
and
man.
let's be honest,
Rockstar does.
Yeah, they don't. They really don't
not
care.
like
they really don't care. Yeah, thank God. They really don't care how this thing has evolved because as long as it's making the cash, they don't care what is happening in the game. Really, they're not that bothered.
Just reference on the stream. That is the heist we've been doing, the Parika one, where you're looking at cameras to find stuff. Yeah.
Sure.
Right. So you're scoping out with cameras.
But even then, once you go into that little compound, you can either go guns blazing, you can try and sneak around, you can let out a panther, which can then distract everyone. You can sprint downstairs and try and get into the vault. It's proper creative. Like it caught me off guard how expansive.
How many variations of ways you can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no
Yeah,
Deus
it's pretty
Ex,
cool.
but it's still pretty great.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, especially in
Yeah,
like an
that's
online
decent.
game. Yeah, it's
Exactly,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
and it's just cool to have 3 other friends doing the same thing as you. Like doing that kind of
Yeah.
thing with mates online is awesome.
Cool.
Sure.
Well, as I wasn't here last week, I'm gonna go next. I'm
Go
just
ahead.
gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. So I don't know. Did Chini finish Mass Effect 2? Was he still on with it?
No.
I don't know because obviously I didn't listen.
I don't
last
think
week.
he did.
I don't think he finished it. No, we talked about it, but he didn't finish it.
Well, I'm close. I'm very, very
Okay.
close. I can now activate the suicide mission. So
Alright.
I'm ready to go through the whatever it is, Nut 4 relay or whatever it's called. So I can go. I've got the IFF transmitter ready to go, and I'm ready to go. I'd forgotten how weird it is after the big moment with the collectors happens on the Normandy.
Yeah.
And it's just such a weird feeling when you're walking around the ship, and you know what I mean? I mean, spoilers for a game that's like, I don't know, 10 years old. But, if anyone's planning on playing it, I don't really want to spoil it because it's such a moment in the game, and I'd forgotten about it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you both know what I'm referring to.
I do.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, wow, I'd forgotten how... And it's quite brutal.
Yeah.
When you're sort of going through that section of the game, I've forgotten quite how sort of like brutal it is, really, and graphic. But yeah, really cool. So I'm ready to go. I've got probably 3 loyalty missions, 3 or 4 loyalty missions left to do.
Yeah.
And the characters I don't really give that much of a shit about, to be honest. So I'm kind of like, can I be arsed? Can I be bothered, or shall I just go for the final mission and just get it done? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. What do you think? What do you think I should do?
I mean, if you want to save time, look up which ones are key. So, for example, is Legion key, is Tardy key, and just focus on them. Once you've done them, you can just, go for it. Because the only reason you need the loyalty, stat is if you pick them to do a task, and it's, and they're not up to the task because they're not loyal to you, they will die.
Not loyal, or you fucked up the mission and they were just like, I'm a bit loyal, but I'm not loyal enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like, can I be bothered? I don't know. There's like the doctors, one of them. I'm like, shall I do his? I don't know. I might do them. I might actually just do them all. You know what I mean? Get them done. But it then takes longer to finish, doesn't it? And it's like one of them. Shall I bother? But really enjoyed it. Obviously, I'll speak about a bit more about it once Chinny's done, and then we can discuss it in a bit more detail, really, about our experiences with the game. But it holds up so well. I mean, even graphically, it looks great. I'm not looking at this and thinking this game is 12 years old. I'm just thinking this is a good game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's
you're playing a remaster, to be fair, though, so you got to give it a bit
true,
credit
there. True enough. But it is basically the same game. They've just made it a bit shinier and added HDR and stuff like that. So it does look.
That's more of just a nod to the great art design, I'd say, though. It's more just a nod to the great art design and future-proofing it with, good art design.
Yeah. No, just everything about it. The way that the environments look, the shapes. It's just full-on sci-fi. Yeah. I feel like I'm playing an epic sci-fi movie.
Well, yeah.
And I think that's what this game did so well. And by the way, I'm sort of 3/4 up on Renegade, which I never was in the first time. First time I was Mr. Nice guy. I didn't do anything bad really. Yeah. This time, unless I think something really bad is gonna happen, I tend to pull the right trigger. When it gives you the option, I'm like, I'm gonna punch him in the face or whatever. I punched the reporter, Obbs. When she comes up and says, I have a story from you. And I'm like, punch her in the face. Sorted. So it's going really well. Yeah, take that. Stupid reporter. I've thrown 2 people through a window, which is always satisfying.
Defenestration.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I've sort of talked smack to a lot of people and pointed pistols at them a lot.
Yeah.
So that seems like, and I did execute probably 3 people when I pulled the right trigger.
Sure.
Did 3, and also by not doing the sort of the good one, other characters have killed other characters as well. So it's pretty bad what happens when you don't do stuff. So even not doing stuff is as bad as doing stuff in some respects. But yeah, really, really enjoyed it. I love this game. It's so good, and it does make me realize how games aren't as good as they used to be.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they are. I feel like a lot of games have ended up being diluted due just to the business models, to try and make cash out of them. And they don't seem to focus as much on the story and detail and what makes a game great anymore. They just seems to focus on how can we get more money out of this game.
Well, of course.
And that's sad. It kind of makes me sad.
Well, yeah.
That's. And I'm not saying that's every developer, but that is a lot of the big, especially the big developers.
Well, especially in this case, you're talking about an EA published game, and you're complimenting it on how good it is still. Meanwhile, if we go and look at a different EA game, let's say Battlefront 1, which wasn't even that long afterwards, which is actually the remake of Battlefront, and it kind of sucked, when it first came out. And it is monetized to all heck. Part of the reason I never bought it was because it was monetized to all heck. And to be fair, Mass Effect almost started that in a way, because do you remember the multiplayer of Mass Effect 3?
No, not really. I don't think I ever did it.
That had packs.
Yeah.
That had packs. It was, I think, one of EA's first games to have packs.
I think it was.
And that was one of the only ways to progress. In fact, it was the way to progress in the multiplayer. You didn't level up per se. You had to get packs to make yourself stronger.
I do vaguely remember this because there was a lot.
I put hundreds of hours into that, man. It was, if you don't know, listen, it was a PvE kind of thing where you and up to 3 other friends, you pick races from the Mass Effect universe, such as like a Batarian or something, and it is just a wave-based shooter. But I loved it. I eat that kind of stuff up.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was.
It's gone now, sadly.
Yeah. So they've just left the sort of single player and nothing else. I don't think that's a bad thing, if I'm being totally honest. Yeah, it was a version of a horde mode, wasn't it, if I remember rightly?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I sort of vaguely remember it. But yeah, I'm kind of sad at how a lot of games have sort of progressed in the business models these days. It's just, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, I know there's still going to be those great single player games coming out from, different areas, but like the vast majority of these sort of big published games are just all about how can we make more cash out of people.
Yep.
So
I mean, that's why they re-released it in the first place, and you were happy to oblige them.
Well, I wasn't, because I got it on Game Pass, so I haven't paid anything for this.
They're getting paid somehow.
Oh yeah, they'll be getting money
for Game
off
Pass,
Microsoft.
so, yeah.
Yeah. That is true. That is true. But this is kind of an added bonus, so I'm not complaining.
Nope.
It's been great. It's been a great nostalgia trip so far, on both of these games.
Yes.
Because they're still so great. And I know I bang on every week about if you've never played them, or if you're a young person who's never really got into this or played it, just get on it. There you go.
Get on it.
Said.
Right. All right, so it's my time to shine. The Epic Game Store recently had, speaking of old games that they've re-released, they came out with Centipede Recharged.
Okay.
And it's the game where it's Centipede. For those who don't know, it's back in the day there was this game Centipede, and you could you were down at the bottom and you were moving back and forth, and there was this centipede that came to, and it's the exact same game.
It's just the same game. Has it got flashier graphics and some sort of techno music?
It does have flashier graphics. It does have techno music, yep. There's
no
way to really make this more exciting unless you make it a completely different game, which, the difference is that there's like power-ups and stuff, and I guess it moves more quickly and stuff, but I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it. I played it for about 5 minutes, and then I uninstalled it.
Why not?
Yeah, it was cute.
So was it a good story? Was the story good?
There's no story. You're in a garden, I guess, or something, and there's some centipedes coming. I think this person's playing it very well, because you're probably supposed to be up high and then you go down below if you need to. But I was like hanging out at the bottom and like, I never did well at these games. I remember liking to play them because it was different. In the arcade back in the day, you had that big wheel or the big sphere that you would move around and spin it and stuff. But this game, it's just controller. Whatever, it's fine. It's just, it's a remake.
Yeah, but you know why they had that big sphere, don't you?
To make the game a little different.
No, to make it more difficult, so they had to spend more. You had to put more dimes in.
I don't know that they needed a sphere for that. I mean, yes, you wanted to make it difficult.
Yeah, that was another added layer of
difficulty.
Added layer, man.
Yeah, and I mean,
I can see what you mean, though. It is flashy.
I did a series of workshops recently with my students about video games. We had these enrichment opportunities called Cardinal 30. And I did one about video games, history and sociology. And, I was telling them, like, the very design of the game was based on getting the kids to chuck in a whole bunch of quarters. And I showed them the Simpsons episode where Milhouse is playing the Waterworld video game. This better be the best game ever. He takes one step and is like, hey, please insert 40 quarters. So anyway, it was, they've never grown up with arcade games, where you have to chuck in money and stuff. So it's important to teach the children about where we've come from.
It is. I think what's kind of interesting as well is, very early, sort of ZX8, ZX81, ZX Spectrum and Commodore 64 games, and even Commodore Amiga games were solely based on stuff that was in arcades a lot of the time.
Right.
And they were just difficult because they didn't think that, kids didn't want to, you're not putting any quarters in anymore at home. So why have it so difficult?
Well, and it was right. And but it also wasn't that clear in terms of thought process. It was just like, here are the games that exist. Let's make versions of them for the home system. And that makes sense. It's just that, the design of the game was very different from what we came to expect and want. And so anyway, it was a clear case of like form following function. So, whatever. So Centipede Recharged, if you haven't played it, don't bother. It's not great. I mean, if it's free,
don't bother.
Okay. But it's really
neon.
not worth your time, really. So.
Neon game.
Antonio, you said you have nothing else, right?
There's nothing.
I mean, I can happily bring on someone to talk about a lovely brand new PS5 game if you want.
Oh,
go ahead.
Do that.
You're here. This is where we're here to talk about video games. Do you have someone to talk about this PS5 game?
Yeah,
I do. Hey, Jess. You want to talk about Horizon?
Hey, Jess.
Oh, Forbidden West, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Horizon Forbidden West, yes.
Yeah,
Go on then,
let's
Jess.
hear
It's
it.
your key.
Let's hear it.
It's your game.
Yeah.
She's game.
Is she game? Is she up for it?
Yeah, she's game. I'll pass you right now.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, Jess.
Hey, Jess. Hey, Jess.
Jess, you there?
Jess, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Jess, hello, Jess. How are you?
Hiya. I'm good, thank you. Yeah, all good.
Good. So tell us, is it great? How is this game?
I really, really enjoy it, but it's sort of a wonderful sequel to the first one because I really enjoyed the first one.
Yes.
In my experience, it's still a bit buggy.
Tell us about one of the bugs you've had.
So enemies dropping through the floor and then unable to complete a mission because you can't kill them or things like that.
Buggy, yes.
Yeah, and floating plants, clipping textures, things that shouldn't be there and are.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's fine. It's still.
I've no doubt there's
early
a patch
days.
coming at some point.
Yeah, I think there's been a few updates now. I've not kept track of them, but it is for the size it is, and for the noob that I am. I enjoy it, and I can see it's like, yeah, it's fine. It's not as bad as Skyrim.
Let me ask you a question. Because obviously this is PS5, super shiny.
Mm-hmm.
How does it look? Infinitely better than the original Horizon?
Yes, in my opinion. Yeah, I think so.
Can you see the extra horsepower in the PS5 at work here?
I feel so, but you're also talking to someone who wears glasses, so like anything.
Yeah, but
with
hopefully
HD
your glasses
when you put
make
it
your
in
eyes
4K.
like work properly.
Yeah, but
so
they help me work, but it's also linked to my prescription. So it's like, do I need an update? I don't know. But anyway.
No, you're like my wife. She's got some sunglasses that are like 4 prescriptions ago. And I'm like,
it's like that. They'll do. I can see.
And she's like, I don't drive. No, she's worse. She's like, I don't drive in them, so they'll be fine. I'm like, well, can you see? Can you see in them? Well, stuff's a bit blurry, but it's fine.
It's fuzzy if it's over that end of the room,
Yeah,
but it's all right.
It's all right until I get up close. Fine.
So what's the basic idea of the story then?
So sort of building on gaps from the first one that you wouldn't have thought would be an issue, or I guess seeing where the problems of the first one originated. I don't know how much spoiler and things I'm allowed to give away.
Don't give spoilers for this one. If you want to give spoilers for the last one.
Yeah. Old one is fine.
Okay, so it looks at Hephaestus and where the Hades signal came from and all that sort of stuff.
See, that
I have
means
not finished
nothing
it
to
yet.
me, so that's fine. Absolutely fine.
So like the thing that caused everything to go wrong in the first game. It looks at where that came from and why.
All right, where all the
they're trying to get answers.
Dinosaurs things came from.
Get answers, yes.
Oh, we gotta find out what's going on.
Answers to the question.
Cool.
Yeah,
So-
no, it's good.
So, what makes this different to the first game then?
For me, it feels way larger. There's way more scope to it, so you've got more play styles, more armor, more weapons, all that sort of stuff.
Is it overwhelming at all, or is it like do you feel grateful that they've expanded it in the ways that they have?
I feel grateful. I enjoy it because it means that you can diversify what you do, or stick to your niche, basically,
right.
for me.
Sure.
It also means that, like, I like the open-endedness of it.
Yeah.
However, that is also where I've encountered some of the slight storyline issues, is, say, if I've gone to an area where they expect you to have done a certain thing by that point.
Yeah.
It might be a tiny little bit of NPC dialogue that you're like, oh, wait a minute, I've not done that yet. I know that I'm supposed to have done that, but I haven't yet.
Right. That happens a lot in GTA
It's
games
only
as well.
tiny bits, but yeah.
And it looks like, I don't know, are you taming this robot on the screen or whatever it is? Are there friendly robot monsters? Were they in the first one? I thought the first one was just killing robot monsters.
You can do something called overriding them.
Okay.
Which is where you basically make them friendly. But there are some friendly ones in this game due to certain plot points.
Gotcha. And sorry, were there friendly ones in the first one too?
You could tame them because you could ride one, couldn't you?
Yeah, so that's what the override is.
Okay.
You go to
Yeah.
So overriding isn't necessarily new.
Yeah, no.
Gotcha.
But there were some that were docile, like tall necks or whatever they're called and things like that, but not friendly.
I gotcha.
But yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Well, it does look cool, but it looks more of the same.
It is more of the same, I guess. Yeah, it's very much a sort of, aren't these cool, huge, giant robots fun to fight? Isn't that really hard? Yes.
And isn't
it's
that
great,
what you want?
but
Like, like, didn't you love that?
Yeah.
How about a lot
if you
more
like
of
the
it?
first one, you'll like the second one.
Sure.
I can't say if you dislike the first one, this one will change your mind on the series.
Well, of course. It looks like you're
No, I
gathering
wasn't
here.
a fan. I did play
Is there like crafting, gathering stuff going on?
Crafting, yes. That's another mechanic that I think is slightly more annoying that they've introduced, which is a craft bench.
Yeah.
So you can't just craft things on the go.
Right.
But yeah, it is very much they've refined things, not changed the fundamentals.
Yeah, sure.
I would say.
Yeah.
Word.
It looks fine. Like I was just saying, I did play the first one. I really didn't get on with it that well. I didn't enjoy it. So
yeah, no, that's fair. If it's not your kind of thing, it's not your kind of thing.
It was too AAA and popular, and people like it. So
it
Stu
was.
like,
It was
this is
far
not
too
for me.
shiny.
I can't be playing
like,
this.
definitely
I'm gonna go play a
not.
game where you pretend to be a pigeon and then you shoot up heroin and then you kill a bunch of children. That's my kind of game.
What?
Oh, pigeon hatoful girlfriend. Don't even front. Anyway, Jess,
I think I know that one.
How far
I
through
think
the
I know
game?
that.
It's
It's
a
a
good
dating
game.
Yeah,
sim,
see,
isn't
she
it?
knows what I'm
That
talking
one.
Yeah, it's good.
Jess, how far through the game would you say you are?
dude, just because he likes Rocket League, that's all he plays.
Never mind.
Bloody Skyrim.
We'll talk about that in a minute. Antonio likes Rocket League too, dude. You're outnumbered. Jess,
You know
how
many
far through the
thousands
game
of
are you?
hours?
Jess, how far through the
Pardon?
game are
How
you?
far into the game
Yes.
am I? I think I've just passed a quest called Gemini, so I don't know really how far that is in. It's a decent way. I'd say over halfway.
Yeah.
So how many hours are you in? How many hours have you put in already?
Half of
maybe
them.
12, 15, but that's with me fanning around and doing whatever
Is
I
it
want.
did you
Side quests?
Did you get 100% completion on the first one? Is that the type of thing you do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you reckon you'll do that with this too?
I want to.
Yeah, why not?
You want to? Hey, by the way, Duke, I like Jess. I think we should just ditch Antonio if I'm being honest.
Oh, you can't hear you.
She's a lot of fun. Yeah. Are
Yeah, well, I
you
can
Jess?
get
Yeah,
it.
ditch you, love.
Are you sick, Jess? Do
Yeah,
you had the COVID?
Pardon?
Are you the one who
Have I
has
had
COVID?
COVID?
Have you got
Antonio
the
says he
COVID?
has to
No,
quarantine.
no.
Oh, okay. Someone else is in the.
So someone else is out.
Yeah,
Good
young
Lord.
Oh
sister.
yeah. I'm sorry. Well, I hope she gets better
Yeah,
soon.
she came up to have help applying for jobs.
Oh no.
because I'm clearly the older, wiser one. But she's brought COVID with her. So.
Well, what I think you should do is put her in the wardrobe and shut the door.
There you go.
Right, and then
along with a lion and a witch
for 7 days. Yeah. And hopefully by then, and just like stick some toast under the door or whatever, because you don't want to.
How about a cold crumpet?
It's effectively what we're doing. We leave offerings outside her room door.
You can put a pipe through the keyhole for water.
Yeah.
So it'll be fine. Totally fine. I'm sure she won't feel abused or anything. It'll be absolutely fine.
No, she'll love that.
Yeah.
She will.
She will. Yeah.
Maybe like the solitude. She might just enjoy being on her own for a bit.
Speaking of Skyrim.
Yeah, she's quite an introvert. She'll be alright. She's got a phone. She'll be fine.
If she's got a phone, she'll not even notice.
Yeah.
She'll just be Snapchatting. I feel like I'm in this weird, like, confined space. I don't know what's going on. Happening.
Yeah. Nah, she'll be good. She's all right. It's not too bad for her. It's just a mild cough at the minute, which is good.
I hope y'all don't get sick, and I hope she recovers.
Yeah, I hope you don't catch it. Yeah.
I hope not. Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to say about Horizon Forbidden West?
No, if you like the first one, just play it. You'll enjoy it.
You're probably gonna like this one.
Yeah.
That's the
Thank
one.
you, Jess.
The way it is.
Thanks for
I'll
coming on.
pass you back.
Yeah.
We want Jess to stay. Get rid of Antonio, I'll tell you. No, it's fine. See you, Jess.
Bye.
She's gone. I actually thought of
already
something
gone.
I did play very briefly for a project, and I want to mention
sweet.
it when it's my turn next.
All right, we got you queued up, ready to go. Stu, meanwhile.
I'm gonna talk about, right? Have you ever wanted to do up houses and sell them for money?
No.
You know, like make some cash.
Never have
make
wanted to.
wonga.
Can't imagine how boring that would be.
I love all of these like house makeover shows and stuff. Right, I really like them.
What's your favorite?
Like Grand
Shout out DIY
Designs.
SOS.
No, Grand Designs. I hate DIY SOS. Hate that show. With a passion. But anyway, no, I like Grand Designs. Is probably my favorite. Really like Grand Designs. I like Amazing Spaces. You know, I kind of like all those sorts of things. So there's a game on Steam called House Flipper.
Yes.
And during the Steam sale, it was on sale for it was literally about £3. It cost barely anything. So I'm just like, I'm going to buy this and have a go.
Yeah.
I quite like this game. Although it does start you off very basic. So at the beginning, the first task you're given is to go and clean out someone's garage for them.
Okay.
So you literally have to go to this dude's garage and just clean it out, get rid of all the rubbish.
You got to learn the ropes first. It's a tutorial mission.
I know. So you clean his garage and you do all that stuff. Yeah. And then the second mission you're given is to go and clean out this woman's apartment because basically some dude's been staying there and he's made a mess of it and left crap everywhere.
Yes.
So you then go there and you've got to clean it and sort of rearrange all the furniture because all the furniture's been trashed. And he's ripped the radiator off the wall.
Oh, my God.
Okay. I know. You've totally trashed this place. So you have to replace the radiator, clean everything up, fix the doors because one of the doors is hanging off. So you got to sort all that shit. By the way, the place your office is in is a right shit tip.
It looks like it.
I mean, it's full on scuzzy. Right.
Yes.
So you've got to do your own place up as you go along. Obviously, do your own office up and make it look a bit nicer.
Okay.
So yeah, I did those 2 missions. Then the next mission is painting. So you got to go and paint this woman's, I think it's kitchen and living room.
Yeah.
But you've also got to do a feature wall.
Okay.
So you got to do a feature wall.
I got you.
So yeah, I'm pretty impressed so far. This game's pretty cool.
I assume you have a budget.
Can I just say? Yes, so you're given cash to begin with, so you get money to actually spend.
Yes.
And then once you've when you start spending the cash, then you can start really sort of making serious wonga. Yeah, make serious wonga. Now, the one if you look at the one I've linked to in the show notes, that's
which had a person's head real big up in there.
Well, it's not that bad. But he is like a lot further into the game, and he's converting a warehouse into a massive house next to the sea. So it just shows sort of how far you can take it once you really get into the game.
Yeah.
And obviously, the more stuff you do, the more options open. So you start getting more like furniture that you can use, lighting, wall textures.
Sure.
It takes all the crap out of it, by the way. If you look at the way that you even just put like these sort of wall coverings on, like to paint the bricks.
Right.
It's not that onerous.
Well,
do you know what I mean? It's not fiddly,
slow and dull, but
it's slow, but it's not soul
it takes more time than Minecraft.
It's a little bit like Minecraft, to be quite honest.
Less exciting.
Well, I suppose, but I think it's
I mean, if you're having fun, you're having fun. That's fine. More power to you. I don't think I would like this kind of game.
No, to an extent, I feel.
Zen game.
Yeah, it is. It's great. It is a little bit like Minecraft, if I'm being totally honest.
Okay.
Because you're doing very similar stuff, but it's just more realistic looking.
Well, you can paint the walls, which you cannot do in Minecraft, so there's that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can paint the brickwork. You can't do that in Minecraft, can you? But you can redesign these whole spaces. You can put mezzanine levels in, different staircases, lighting, flooring.
Bonfire with human bodies on it?
Possibly.
There you go. Now you're talking. Yeah.
I haven't seen that, but it's possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, I only paid a few quid for this, and I'll be honest, I'm quite impressed. You can go to the store, and even just like at the basics beginning, there's a lot of stuff available in the store.
Yeah.
To start sort of doing stuff.
Sure.
And obviously the object of the game is to turn, buy these houses, do them up, and sell them at a profit. So
flip them then.
I'm gonna flip them. I'm gonna flip these houses.
Sure.
I reckon you could probably mow the lawns. You can do. There is a gardening add-on pack for this.
Oh boy!
So you can do the gardens as well. Do all the landscaping.
Sure.
So
there's
Tainted
a good amount of DLC. Yeah, I'm looking at their website. There's quite a few.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a shit ton of stuff.
Why would you put a clock in front of the refrigerator? What are you doing?
Yeah, I know. It looked a bit weird. That I must admit, I don't think I'd have had a clock there. Bit odd.
That's a bad place for a clock, man.
I like it. I really like this. But
that's cool.
I don't want to play it because I'll be honest, right? I played a bit of it, but I'm worried that I'll sort of lose a lot of time and not play other stuff as a result of playing this.
But why is that a concern? If you're enjoying it, what's the problem? I would have thought it's a good thing if a game is so engrossing that you lose track of time.
And it should be, by the way, it should be 20 quid normally as well.
Yeah.
20 quid, overwhelmingly positive. People love this game.
Yeah, well, I think that's, that's fine, and I'm glad people are enjoying it, and I'm not trying to hate on it. I do think that it's probably a result of confirmation bias. In other words, people aren't going to play it if they don't think they'll like it. You know what I mean? Like, it has to do with it being polished and providing a lot of options and all sorts of things like that, which is fine.
It's got a good UI, I must admit.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's and that deserves to be celebrated. But it's not the type of game where people are gonna be like, I wonder if I'd like this or not. Like, people are gonna play it who are, you know what I mean? Like all the waifu anime porn games. There's not people like me. There's not people like me going in there and being like, I wonder if I like this. Horrible, downvote. So I don't know. I think there's some types of games that really get voted up because there's people who already know they like that kind of thing. But whatever.
Or they could be voted up just because they're good.
It could be.
There is that possibility, dude.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, like, a game being good is part of the puzzle in some cases. The other part of the puzzle is the audience that's judging it. So whatever. Anyway, I'm glad you're liking House Flipper.
Well, this isn't normal. I mean, just to put it into perspective, this isn't normal type of game I would play.
Yes, that's.
And I like it.
Is it that?
I don't tend to play a lot of these. I mean,
you like Put Away, whatever that game was where you put it away stuff.
Oh, I didn't really like that actually. That
okay, fair enough.
I weren't that big a fan after it. I found it a bit boring, to be honest. I know everyone
not like House Flipper.
No, but you're creating something, and I think that's what the itch that it scratches.
Fair enough.
Because you're making something, aren't you?
Yeah.
And I'm into houses, like house design anyway, and stuff like that. I think it's kind of cool.
That's fine. So, I'm glad you're liking it.
I'm gonna love it. I love this game. I don't just like it. I love it. No, it's
good.
Woo. Anyway, let's go back to Antonio. We'll come back to you in a minute, Duke. Let's see what he had to say. Let's see what he had.
So. I've been working on projects for the past year, and I wanted to start like the next big one, so I bought every Harry Potter game there is. So I've been playing Harry Potter video games.
Oh my god! So is this in Lego ones and anything else in between?
Just the ones that were released to promote a movie.
All right, okay.
The Lego games were released years after. They're pretty good though. I played them years ago. They're pretty good. They are. So I've only played the first one. The second one is very nostalgic for me, and I know that the last two are third-person shooters, and I'm so excited to see how bad they are.
My goodness.
I'm so excited to play a third-person.
I didn't even know there was a Harry Potter third-person shooter.
There's
I didn't even
two
know
of them,
that was
baby.
a thing.
There's two of them. I'm so
Wow.
excited for it.
Didn't even know that was a thing.
I wanted to do this project. It sounded like fun, and I just mainly the main reason is to play the third-person shooter Harry Potter games. That sounds amazingly bad, and I love that kind of stuff. There's boring, and then there's amazingly bad. This sounds amazingly bad.
Yes.
I just wanted to shout out I'm playing Harry Potter games.
All right.
Okay.
Is that all you have to say about him?
Is that it?
I mean,
We're
I
gonna have to
played
stay
an hour
tuned
one.
and find out more later on.
I mean, the amount of times I've been on, might as well leave a cliffhanger.
Right.
I played an hour of the first one, and I'm worried that my nostalgia is about to be crushed going back to play the second one, because the first one is really boring, like painfully boring, like movie license game platform were boring.
Well, yeah.
Sadly. So, oh well, hopefully the third person.
I don't know what you were expecting, if I'm being totally honest.
Well,
I don't
he had
know
certain
either,
things
but
in
that's
his
kind of
head.
why I want to do
Yeah.
these projects, because when you hear there's 8 Harry Potter games in relation to every movie,
Yeah.
I'm curious how they're gonna keep mixing it up, you know? And if they don't, well then the video I'm gonna make is very boring.
Yeah.
We shall
This one
see.
sucked.
Probably
Hey, this other
true.
one sucked too. These all suck.
This one though, yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah.
That was terrible. This one's terrible.
But this one has.
and this one's
yeah.
a bit shit.
But this
yeah,
one is
I just thought I'd
third-person
mention that
shooting,
since,
and it sucks.
But
We
it's
talk
not
about new
really.
games
It's
here.
third-person wanding.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
there you
exactly.
go.
He must have arthritis or something by the end of the game, because I've seen the gameplay and he's constantly flicking and swishing to shoot a bullet. Yeah, God, I'm doing that right now, and that hurts my wrist already. Oh God. But yeah, we talk about new games in this show, so I'm bringing up GTA Online and a 23-year-old game. Yeah, 23-year-old game. Lovely.
Yeah, well, we can forgive it slightly if it's that old, I suppose. But
Veteran,
only,
you could call it,
only
you could call it a
slightly.
veteran game.
Only slightly. Duke, back to you.
Yeah. So there's this game called Rocket League.
Oh, yeah. I think I've heard of it.
There's this something new. It's not that new.
Okay.
But it's the new season of Rocket League, and I just have something I want to say about it. Hang on a second. Rocket League. What season is it?
Hang on a second.
Anybody know what season number
6,
it is?
I think.
Is it 6? Okay.
I have no
Season
clue.
6. Let's find a video for this. Here we go. Gameplay trailer. Oh wait, it's just the website. Dang it! Give me YouTube. Okay, here we go. I don't know why I would bother putting this on the screen, but people need to know. So this season, every season they call it something else. So this season they call it Rocket League gets animated. So it's like, I don't know. I don't even know what they're doing. Is there a new stadium? I don't even think there's a new stadium. But there's this new car called the Nomad, and it's stupid looking. And there's an anvil you can get on top of your car for no good reason. There's these stupid, everything's the chomp chomp nom nom monster. And it's just like,
chom chom nom nom.
yeah, I'm like, who cares? Why? Like, because when the season comes out, I'm like, here's the thing. Every season, for those who don't know me, I get, you pay 1,000 credits, and then over the course of the season, you can get 1,000 credits back if you play the game enough. So I always do that, and I just, end up getting a whole bunch of free crap, most of which just goes right into the, inventory, and I never even touch it. But this season, I was looking at, as soon as it comes out, you can see what you'll unlock along the way. And I was like, dude, I don't want any of this stuff. There were maybe 2 things I wanted. And I just like, you know what? I am not paying for this season, the Rocket Pass. So nobody cares, but that's what's up with me and Rocket League this season. But there is the funny thing, and Antonio knows, I landed in Diamond 2 when I was doing my rankings. So that's good news, and it means that, I never thought I'd ever get to champ, and I might still never get to champ. But, the fact that I keep making a little bit of progress each season, I don't know, it's a good sign. It feels good.
Glad to hear.
Yeah. In the meantime, it's crazy because I landed in Diamond 2, and if I want to get my Diamond rewards, for those who don't know, you need to have 10 wins while you are a certain rank in order to get that reward at the end of the season. And we'll talk about the rewards from last season in a second. So I landed in Diamond 2 in 2s, but I've been losing a few matches, and meanwhile, I'm getting my bronze wins, my silver wins, my gold wins. I don't want to get those wins and then also drop out of the diamond ranks in 2s because then I might not ever get my diamonds. You know what I mean? Like I want to save my diamond rank in 2s for when I need to get those 10 wins at the diamond level. So I'm playing a lot of 3s, which is not what I usually do, especially since a lot of times when people play 3s, they're playing together as a group of people. So being a single individual in the rotation there means that you have a lot of people who tend to know how they work together. And then you have 3 random yahoos who are stuck on a team together going, I don't know what we're doing, because they don't know how to rotate and whatever. So anyway.
Is it all still the same? Because I haven't played Rocket League in a good while now. Is it just the same?
You know, it's funny. I part of me thinks it's better and part of me thinks it's worse because of the free-to-play nature. I think there's a lot of people who don't care if they get banned because they can just start a new account. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. It's fine. It's still a fun game. It's just that it is so jam-packed with sour, angry children. And it's just so pathetic that people are like, I had 2 games today where one of the people in the game just at one point, like early on, after the first minute or something, they passed it in front of the goal and one of us wasn't there to hit it in. And so he was like, this team sucks. And they just go AFK. They just spend the whole rest of the game complaining. And I'm like, okay, fine. If you're not going to play, then we obviously aren't going to win. Let's just forfeit. But they wouldn't forfeit. So for 5 minutes, we're just sitting. I mean, plus the time it takes to watch the other team score. We're sitting there just arguing about, hey, you guys suck, get good. And I'm like, I'm always thinking, wait a minute, dude. Are we not exactly the same rank? Right? Isn't that what's going on? Like, that's why we got paired up. It's because we're the same rank. So for you to be angry that we suck. These people all think they would be grand champs if only they had the right teammates. Bullshit. You're a sour, angry child, and you don't have fun when you play video games, which is the saddest part of all. I feel so bad for people who play video games.
Yeah, but the people who play this at that level take it very seriously.
Hey, I'm at that level, and I don't take it all that seriously.
Well, that's just you.
It's just me. More people should be like me. That's all I'm saying.
More
you
power
achieve
to
a kind
you,
of
man.
zen state when you stop caring about your rank. Like, the rank is a fun thing to look at. Because I used to be proper serious about Rocket League. But once I got to a certain level, I was like, I'm happy now. I've got what I wanted to.
And that's exactly.
I'm just enjoying the game now.
Right, exactly. And so I want to play well. And if I don't play well, then I get frustrated. But if my teammate makes mistakes, I'm always like, it's okay, dude. Don't worry about it. We got this. And the best thing of all, and this is the thing I love more than anything these days, and I have been doing this a lot. My teammate will make some mistakes, and then the people on the other team will be like, oh, what a save, what a save, what a save, what a save, what a save.
Yeah.
And I'll go, man, these people we're playing against, talking to my teammate, but in the party chat, in the game chat, so they can see it too. I'm like, these people we're playing against seem really angry, and they're like, no, you just suck. I'm like, teammate, I'm glad that you and I are having fun, and like that'll make my teammate feel better because he made mistakes, and okay, we're losing and whatever. But the other team just gets angrier and angrier, and my teammate and I are having fun even though we're losing. That's my favorite thing of all because it's like, hey, that's why we're playing this game is to have fun, and we're having fun, and you're not having fun, and you're winning. Imagine being so angry that you're furious while you're winning, and then they start going, I'm totally happy. I'm like, yeah, you seem happy. You just radiate joy, man. I bet you're a lot of fun at parties.
Wow.
So anyway.
Come into some football with cars and you leave with a psychology degree.
Exactly. So that's Rocket League.
By the way, there's a Rocket League alike just come out this very week on the Quest.
Okay. And why does it need to be in VR? What is the benefit?
Well, it isn't. It isn't. When I say it's a Rocket League alike, it isn't cars.
Okay.
It isn't cars. It's called Knock. And basically, you use a bow and arrow to hit the ball with.
Oh my God.
So it's kind of like Rocket
League.
League. Fun. It's getting a lot of great reviews, honestly.
Okay. Sorry, are you talking about Knockout League? Is that what this is?
No, Knock as in N-O-C-K, as in knock and arrow.
Oh, N-O-C-K. Knock Quest. Knock on Oculus Quest. Okay.
You can put some gameplay because I haven't actually seen it.
Yeah. Well, there's this video that says Knock on Quest 2 is Rocket League in VR, which no, it's not.
It isn't because it's bow and arrow, but it is obviously the pitch is similar and the goals are similar, I guess.
Okay.
And it has a similar aesthetic. It's just that you're using a bow and arrow.
What the hell?
As opposed.
Oh, this does not look fun. Of course, I don't know.
People are loving it. Honestly, he's getting so. People are absolutely. It looks very basic. I've got to say.
It does look very basic and very weird and very.
But people are loving it.
This is my jam. I'm glad people are loving it because I don't think I would.
It's only £8, by the way. It's very cheap.
You know how much Rocket League is? It's even less.
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah.
So it's very cheap for a VR game, though. Isn't
Right.
it?
I mean, the Rocket League mobile game is free as well.
Yeah, I've
People
still
aren't
not
playing
tried that. Have you played it, Antonio?
No, I got it installed. You mentioning it made me want to try it before I go to bed tonight, just to have a verdict when they come on inevitably next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the comparisons to Rocket League, by the way.
Yeah, I guess.
Because even the pitch is very similar setup, isn't it?
Wow, there's
So,
a goal.
just
It's
obviously
similar to
bow and arrow
soccer.
as opposed to a car. Who knew?
Anyway.
Right.
Okay,
I have
Stu.
got one more game to talk about.
Yeah, me too.
In fact, I've got 2 more games. I'm a
I got
total
one.
liar.
Yeah.
Just for reference to last week, we were already done and talking shit.
Yeah, we were.
Last
The
week.
what?
Last week, but by this time,
this
an hour,
time,
we were
yeah.
already done talking shit. Just in case you actually do listen to the show.
Yeah, it's fine.
go.
So yes, I've played a little bit more of Smash Drums.
Okay.
Talking of VR games.
Yeah.
I really like this game. It's so it's a bit of a zen game to play, unlike sort of your kind of Guitar Heroes of this world.
Yeah.
There is a difficulty level that you can obviously set it out, but once you get your rhythm, it's a really cool game to play.
Yeah.
And I like how, I mean, this dude, by the way, the dude on the screen here is an actual drummer.
Okay.
So if he's linked to the one I've put in the chat, which
This is
possibly he hasn't, because I know
this
what
is
dude's
the one you
like.
put in the show notes.
And this does not look like it, weirdly.
Is the one you put in the show notes. I don't know what to tell you.
So anyway, I did like a good one in the show notes where it's an actual professional drummer.
This is the one in the show notes.
Decided he didn't want to put that one on.
Oh, I was on mute. Sorry. This is the one you put in the show notes.
Oh, I'll take it back then. But anyway, this guy, by the way, this dude is a professional drummer, so he actually drums for, he does drumming. And there's the little bit at the beginning of this clip, he could set up an actual drum kit. So you can tell he's a drummer when he's hitting it. It's like, wow, that sounds like someone drumming for real.
Yes.
And he said he thinks the misses is the bass kick because obviously there's no pedal, to do the bass. So he said that's a bit weird, but he is so good at it. When you see this dude hitting, and even if you hear it, you can hear he is perfectly in time with the music.
Well,
like a drummer would be, I guess.
Oh, I guess
Whereas
so.
me, when you get those drum beats that aren't necessarily as rhythmic, that sounds really weird because they are obviously rhythmic, but the more structured, I don't know how to describe it really.
Well,
you see, I'm so used to like a sort of house beat, which is like a 4 beat.
Right.
This is totally different because when you get rock music, you've got sort of the half beats, quarter beats,
of course. 16s,
double beats and all this sort of stuff going on.
And it's more about having the groove of the song itself rather than like
it's so much more complex.
Right, sure.
I would like some electronic music in this, but then I think it would be a bit boring.
Well, sure. I mean, it depends on which electronic music it is. Some Aphex Twin might be fun, but it could be hard to keep up at times. I don't know. This guy is talented, obviously, but I think it's really weird when people are really, they invest so much time into like rhythm games. Those people are freaks.
Oh, I know. And they get so good at it.
For those who don't know, Antonio he's one of the world's greatest Guitar Hero players of all time.
I think
I had a world record
Antonio...
once.
There you
like
go.
A week.
Yeah, exactly. You were one of the 5 best players ever. When they do King of Kong about Guitar Hero, it's going to be Antonio.
It'd be Antonio. Well, the time when I was the best in the world.
Combing his hair just like Billy. What's his name?
I think Antonio would really like this as it goes.
It does look good. I can't lie. It does look good.
I think you would really like it. I think it's not that expensive either.
Is it Quest only? Is it on like how?
No, I assume it's probably on. I'm assuming it's on PC as well. I would have thought. I would be very shocked.
What's it called again? Sorry.
Smash Drums.
Smash
It really
Drums.
is. Just smash them drums.
Super Smash Drum Brothers.
There's no recognizable bands really, but they're pretty good to be honest. There's a good variety as well of like heavy metal, grunge, sort of poppy rock. So there's quite a lot of variation in. There's a lot of tunes included. So there's a lot of stuff included. As you get sort of more expert level, it actually measures the strength that you're hitting the drum. So it sort of goes beyond just, because obviously some drums you have to tap lightly, some you have to really hit.
Right.
So when you get into the really higher levels, some of the drums are glass.
Okay.
So you can only just tap those. You're not allowed to really whack them, sort of thing, or they smash.
Oh, that sounds. It's a Quest only. I just checked.
Oh, is it? I'm quite shocked at that.
Yeah, Quest 1 and 2 only.
I thought it would have been on the PC.
Sadly
I'm
not.
quite shocked at that. But yeah, it's great. Really, really good. Totally recommend
It
it.
does look
It's
good.
fairly reasonable, and it's a
It does
lot
look
of
good.
fun. You can't beat hitting drums hard, if I'm being totally honest. So yeah, that's Smash Drums. Anything else from you, Duke? Or do you want to see
Yes,
my
I have
last-
one more game. I don't remember
Go.
why. There's a reason why, but I don't remember what it is that I reinstalled this. But those who listen to the show regularly know that not long ago I put Wildlands, Ghost Recon Wildlands back into this machine, and I had some fun with that. But recently, this past week, I uninstalled Wildlands and then reinstalled the Division 2. And I mean, they're both good games, but this game is more, I don't know, it's more satisfying, I think, when you take down enemies. And it's more based on missions. Not that Wildlands doesn't have missions. I don't know how to describe it. It's more gritty because it's more urban. And it's more, I don't know. I feel like I'm doing something, whereas in Wildlands, I just feel like I'm constantly. Here's the thing. In Wildlands, you tend to move into an area. There's a few soldiers. You send the drone up. You tag them. You tell your squad mates to, I'm playing it alone because, I don't have any friends. But you tell your AI teammates to, pick you highlight a certain enemy, target, and then you take down your enemy and they take down their enemies and it's over. That's the gameplay loop. In this game, you're by yourself, so you don't have those, AI teammates with you. And I could have real humans with me, but I don't. But that's okay because I'm running around and it's, like in this mission here, like there's this hotel that's been taken over by these terrorists, and I'm just running in and killing them all. And they have most of the enemies are red, and then there's occasionally some purple ones that are a little harder, and then once in a while you have a yellow one who's like the super boss. And it's just, the guns are really good, the tech is fun. There's a huge world to explore. There's all these missions. You're revitalizing your little bases and stuff. It's just a really well-made game. And I remember that when I played it the first time, and I beat the whole thing, did most of the side missions my first time through. I remember feeling satisfied when I finished. You know what I mean? Like there was one person that, you kept hearing about, and then they're the ones you fight at the end, and that's it. In Wildlands, spoilers for the end of Ghost Recon Wildlands, which came out 20 years ago, I know. You spend the whole game having these rebels support you. So you at various times you can have the rebels like recon an area or drop off a vehicle for you to drive around and that sort of thing. But at the end of the game, they turn on you. So one of the last few missions, it's like you have everybody attacking you. And it's just so annoying and so stupid. And that's the same thing Far Cry does. This is a storytelling problem more than a gameplay problem, but it is very annoying. To have spent 20 hours fighting to liberate this area and then have the people you're working to, liberate turn on you or become just like the bad guys is so infuriating. It's so anticlimactic because, I'm trying to help these people out and they end up being total scumbag.
Yeah, well, that's what happens, man. They become disillusioned and everything, and they
whatever.
turn on
all I'm saying is,
the
I
helpful
think that
people become the aggressor.
I think that it doesn't always happen. It happens sometimes. You're right, but it doesn't always happen. And B, in terms of gameplay, like it's very unsatisfying. Like I spent a lot of time. I want to, I want what the Division 2 does, which is, it does. You see the world come back to life, and that's great. That's very satisfying. That's what I like. It's like Minecraft. Imagine if you built stuff, and then like after you built it, someone came along and was like, fuck this, blow it up. I'm like, wait a minute, I just spent all this time building that. So anyway,
it's true.
The Division 2 is a fun game. And the other thing that I've been doing, and sorry, hang on one second, one last thing I'll say, and then you can ask your question. On Steam these days, I can't put a game in if I've played it before. Like if I've played it before, it's a game. If it's a game I play a lot, I did this with Skyrim, I did it with Rocket League, I did it with Modern Warfare. I'll make a custom Steam grid, which is dark except for the logo of the game. So I have that Rocket League shield, with the car hitting the ball on this dark background, but it's not totally black. It's you can see there's a screenshot from the game if you look very closely. So I made one of those for the Division 2. I made one of those for Wildlands. I made one of those. It's ridiculous that I spend time on it, but when I look at my Steam grid,
yes, it is.
Anyway, so yeah.
But no, what I was going to say is I've not played either of those games. I played a little
Divisions?
bit of Division 2
Yeah.
as a sort of demo.
Right.
But this is my perception.
Yeah.
Obviously, Wildlands is open world on this whatever island or wherever the hell you
Yeah.
are, and you just sort
It's
of wandering
basically
around.
Bolivia, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Destiny 2, well, that's another similar type of
Yeah.
game, to be fair.
Kind of.
But I feel like the Division 2 is more like a dungeon crawler, if you will, whereas
Yeah.
you're sort of going to a location, then you clear that out, and it sort of
Right.
ends with a boss or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like Wildlands is a little bit more open format and less focused.
That's true. And now there are a lot of random encounters in the Division 2. So it does take place in Washington, D.C. And there are, when you're wandering around, you'll come across a public execution, which you have to stop, or there's a, control point that you want to take over. So there's a lot of little things along the way as well. But the story missions certainly are dungeony because, they all take place in, generally speaking, they take place in
Buildings or
exactly,
areas,
or in
like
a library, or
area.
the sewer tunnels or whatever it is. Yeah. So
Which I think
that's-
is probably why you enjoy it more. Is that what I was going to come to? I think that's probably why, because it's that much more focused.
maybe, but
and
on
less
the other
random.
hand, well, I was gonna say I like Skyrim and that's big, wide open, but no, there's a lot of dungeon crawling in Skyrim as well. I mean, that's possible.
That is true.
Right. So you know what? You may be onto something. It's possible that the games I like are the type that have a big open world that you can wander around in and have random stuff happening in that world, but also when it's time for a mission, it's like here's where you go and here's what you do.
Yeah.
So it is that play.
Whereas
the
Wildlands
interplay
is
between-
kind of the missions are within the world. The world
They
is
are.
kind of a hub for the missions, if that makes sense.
Right. And, every place is pretty much the same as every other place, whereas in this game, it's a little more diverse, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know. But also the gunplay is more satisfying in this game because Wildlands, as good as it is, the guns, it's basically supposed to be a stealth game, which, means that the gun is mostly and that's it. And in this game, and you will eventually get silencers and stuff, but you don't really need them. In this game, in Division 2, it doesn't make sense to use silencers very much because you're not trying to sneak around. Like you're trying to take back a library that people have taken over, and so fuck them. There's nothing to sneak. And it's also about the technology. So you fling the turret and it goes crawling around, or you have the seeker grenades that roll around and cluster bomb. So yeah, it's a different kind of game. It's a different kind of feel. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've only got one more game to talk about, which
Go ahead.
is Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
Ooh,
Speaking of
I
open
played that
games,
briefly, but I didn't want to mention it.
yeah,
Because everybody's losing their shit about this
that's
game.
right.
So I was like, right, I'm going to focus. I'm going to get harder. I'm going to make my character better.
Yeah.
So I have now got the horse. So I've got the horse, which is called
Okay.
Torrent. By the way,
Okay.
I've got a horse.
Are you streaming
And-
these torrents? Ah.
Nah. And I've also got the Spirit Bell. Okay. Which allows you to summon spirits to help you in battles. So you're like, wow, that's cool. I'll get these fucking spirits to fight. And I've got 3 wolves, and obviously they'll go in and battle for you. So they can soften up an enemy before, so that you can just sort of finish it off then.
Yeah.
Sorted.
Nice.
Apart from the fact you can only use the Spirit Bell in certain locations.
Frustrating.
They're not doing it. It isn't a free-for-all where you can just sort of summon spirits wherever you like to help you. You've got to kind of, only do it where you can do it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. I'm getting slightly better at the game, gotta say, making some progress. And I've leveled up a few times now. So I'm actually a little bit harder than I was to begin with. So I'm getting better. I've got better handle on all the controls and stuff, so I'm getting better at that.
Yeah.
So where I spawned, there's a dude on a horseback with a big scythe. I mean, he's a pretty big dude.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna see if I can kill this guy. I tried probably about 15 times.
Oh no.
I nearly killed him. It was
Uh-huh.
close. So I was like, nah, I'm just gonna go and kill something I can actually kill. So I left him to it.
Yeah.
And then there was another one of this dude about, I don't know, 500 meters away. So this isn't even like a high level bossy type dude. It's just a random.
You're getting pwned by the
person.
everyday.
Yeah,
zombies.
just a random in the world
Yeah.
dude.
Right.
So I was like, fuck,
Oof.
So I went back to the crypt place that I went in the first time I played it.
Yeah.
And I got killed by the elf things.
Oh man.
So I managed to get a bit further in that. Yeah.
Okay.
I was doing well. I killed a lot of these elf things, and I didn't die.
Yay!
So I've got quite a lot of souls.
Yeah.
Not souls or what a grace, whatever, runes.
I think
whatever they
runes
call it.
in this game.
Runes. I got a lot of runes. And then I came around the corner and a massive flame just came shooting out and killed me. So I was like, wow, that's not nice. But then obviously you've got to get back to get your runes that you'd lost. Luckily, it wasn't very many. It was only about 300 or 400 or something.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a huge amount of runes. So off I went again. But if you die twice, they're gone for good.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't get back, the first like this first attempt after you've been killed,
interesting,
you don't get them back at all. So it's interesting. So it is kind of, this is one of the spirits, by the way, this jellyfishy thing. So that's one of the spirit helpers.
Yeah.
So you can summon that. And
I've yet to actually summon any of them. I forgot you could even do that.
Oh.
I summoned the wolves next to the church where... See, it's a bit weird, right, this game. It doesn't really help you at all. It tells you nothing. It tells you nothing. It was just that I happened to fast travel back to... Because I had some runes and stuff, and I'm like, I'm going to see what sort of stuff I can buy off the merchant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I fast traveled to the merchant, but where the site of grace is next to the merchant, there's then this witchy woman sat on the wall.
Ooh,
looks like a bit of a spirit witch, a bit sort of glowy.
Yeah.
So I went to talk to her, and that's how you get your spirit bell, but it doesn't tell you to do it. There's nothing. And if you didn't happen to just go back there, you'd never see her.
Yeah.
And you have to fast travel there as well. It isn't a case of just wandering up there.
Mm-hmm.
This game does not hold your hand in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
It does not give you much of a pointer at all.
Sure.
Yeah,
it's because it's for hardcore gamers.
You can double jump in Rocket League.
Oh yeah.
But in a way, though, like I've been enjoying the sense of discovery. Like,
are you playing
upon
this
things.
then? Are you playing this?
I have it. Yeah. My lovely partner bought it for me. Actually, I've been grinding away slowly. I've only beaten one boss. My journey was I did the tutorial, unlike some.
Yeah, I did it when someone told me about it. I was like,
I kept going pretty much straight until we got to the first boss with a proper health bar that isn't just a couple hits. Died for I am not strong enough yet, and I've pretty much done a lap of nearly the entire map that's visible when you first load in.
Yeah.
So I have gone way out of depth now. I've killed one boss. For anyone who's played it, I've killed Bloodhound Knight Darawil. He's like
that sounds quite good because
the
first boss is meant to be, is it Morgrid or something? I can't remember.
They're just names to me.
Yeah, the first boss you meant to face is the one called Morgrid or something, I think. So it's like a woman boss.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's just a name to me. I'm afraid at this point.
Like a witch thing, it is.
Okay. But yeah, it's weird. I don't feel strong enough yet to go back, and yet I've killed a boss. Saying that, when I killed this boss, it took me about an hour's worth of trying. I got like 1,000 runes, and I thought, is that it?
Wow, that's not. You can get. I got sort of 3,000 runes just by killing a few random enemies in the land, and so
exactly. I felt a bit mugged off.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I never feel strong enough in this game because when I killed this boss, I got his sword. I was like, hell yes! But to get that, I need to level up 10 more times.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? And that's the trouble.
And I
that's
constantly have that. I find something cool, but it's either too heavy or I'm not strong enough. And I'm still using the starter weapons, just because.
Yeah.
I'm not strong enough yet to do.
See, but I've been leveling up the weapons and leveling up my character more with the runes rather than looking for new weapons, I suppose.
I'm not looking for any. If they pop up, then yay. But yeah, I'm just trying to grind. I really am grinding. That's all I'm doing. Is just grinding people. I'm just exploring, definitely, and I'm loving it, but mainly just grinding.
See, this dude, I'm impressed. I'm just watching this just for the listeners, of this who aren't watching this. It's amazing how he maneuvers himself directly behind him just to do like a critical hit on him. He's like constantly doing that, but he makes it look so easy.
I know, and that's the thing.
And it isn't that easy.
So silly.
You look at this dude do it, it makes it look simple. You're like, why can't I just do that? It makes it look easy. And it isn't easy. But he manages to do it every time, doesn't he? He's straight behind him. Critical hit, job done.
Have you used any of the Ashes of War? Because like I have a couple now, and I just find them useless.
Is that not the spirits that you can summon?
So Ashes of War are like things you can. They're like elements and statuses you can add to your weapon, which let you do a certain attack.
No, I haven't used those.
No, so like for example, like you can you can add one that lets you like, do a stomp and it creates like a small little circle around you, which knocks anyone back. But really, it just gives them a little tap on the cheek.
Yeah,
like,
it does
just feel
nothing.
kind of pointless for me. Maybe it's because of my class though. I'm a samurai, which I kind of regret doing.
Yeah,
I wish
I've
I was
done the
one that
same,
had
but
magic.
no, apparently it does not matter what starting class you start as. You can do magic. You've just got to level up that, like your intelligence and stuff.
I
So
just feel like I'm too far gone now at this point to do that.
It depends where you've been putting your runes, I guess, when you've been leveling up.
Yeah,
But you can. It doesn't matter which class you start with. Some obviously classes have higher intelligence to begin with, so that you can obviously be more magic orientated. But you can create from the base class whatever you want, basically. But you've just got to put your runes into the right areas.
Do you know where to get arrows from? I've got a shitload of bolts, but I don't have a crossbow.
No, I've got a shit ton of bolts. I used all my fire arrows straight away by mistake.
So did I. And ever since then, my left hand has just been a shield, and that's it.
Yeah.
So,
it's a bit of a
I'll find out
doozy,
eventually.
isn't it? But yeah, no, I mean, I've been enjoying exploring these little caves and crypts and stuff like that. And I went down one, and I must admit, some of the messages are very helpful. Like someone's putting like, just make sure you look on the left, before you go through a doorway and stuff like that. And there's like a wolf on the left as you walk through, so it just gives you a bit of a heads up.
Do you feel I'm missing out then playing offline? Because I'm on the Series X, so I use quick resume, so I play, then just turn off the console, then I'm straight there again. Do you feel I'm missing out by not playing online?
I thought you had to be online all the time when you played this game.
Thankfully not, because there were tons of issues at launch. I tried to a couple of times when I first got the game at launch, but it didn't work. The online just said not available, so I just played offline and haven't turned it on since.
Yeah, I don't see what difference that would make unless you want to team up with. Oh, you don't get any messages, do you not? There are no messages.
That's why I'm asking. Yeah, do you feel I'm missing out? Or...
Not necessarily missing out, but there are some that griefier, but a lot of them are really helpful. Because like I say, especially if you go into a new area and you've not been there before, it will give you pointers. People will put helpful stuff on the floor, like I say, the enemy to the left, or watch out for trap on the right and stuff like that. So it's kind of cheaty, I guess, in a way, because it's kind of giving you tips and hints. But
I just saw the map on the stream.
This game's so difficult, I'll take anything, to be honest. I'll take whatever it's giving. I'm taking whatever it's giving. And even when something's there, it still doesn't always help. You know what I mean? You'll still get killed anyway.
I was just curious.
I don't know whether I enjoy this game, but I do like it. I don't know whether I'd describe it as enjoying it though, because it is so brutal. And especially what this game does really, really well, which is really, really bad for you as a player, is as you go through an area or a dungeon, obviously it gradually gets more difficult the further you get into it. Mm-hmm. So when you do, it's that risk reward all the time, because you get so far in and then you're like, if I get killed now and I've got all these runes because I've done quite well up to now, I'll have to get all the way back here to collect them again. And that's the rub with this game, which is similar to the Souls games. And I suppose in a way, which is kind of interesting for me, is, a lot of people say it's more accessible because it's not like a Souls game, because it's open world. And there are escape routes, so rather than having to go through this almost like corridor to get to the boss, there's kind of a bit more openness about it. But in some respects, it isn't that. It's a little bit similar to what I was saying earlier about sort of the Division 2. It's still kind of the open world's like the hub for the dungeons, if you will. It's sort of, you get to this, you will get to an area where it will funnel you to either get to the boss or to go through the dungeon or through the crypt or whatever. And it's kind of interesting. I was watching, I don't know if you've seen this. There's a dude speed run this and finished it in 2.5 hours. And then another dude did it in an hour and sort of just under an hour, like 57 minutes or something ridiculous.
I watched that when I inevitably beat the game. I don't want any spoilers,
Yeah, if you watch the 2.5 hour dude, it's just ridiculous. Like, this guy is flitting from one like grace place to another grace place, and then he's doing this, and then he's leveling up, and he's literally running through the like the dungeons. He's not even fighting anything. He's literally just running through and getting as many smithing stones as he can. Then he can level up his weapons, and then he'll go back to obviously a blacksmith or wherever, an anvil, and he'll just level everything up. And by the time he's coming to the first boss, he's like 4 hits and he kills the boss. And I'm like, that's just ridiculous. what the hell how is he doing that? You know what I mean? You're just like, what is that? And then, these guys, you just figure out the best build, how to, build a character so that it's absolutely rock hard. You know what I mean? That's what these guys do. It just fascinates me. It's kind of inspiring. You just think, how the hell do you make it look so easy when I'm just getting killed left, right, and center? But yeah, it's crazy. So would you say you're enjoying it?
I would echo what you're saying. I like it, but I don't know if I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's weird. I think
that is the best review.
Yeah, it's a weird game, isn't it, like that? Because you can admire how well designed it is and admire the animation and stuff like that. But then when you're actually playing it, it's absolutely punishing. I mean, and you spend hours playing it, and you don't feel like you've done anything, or made any progress. I've like
on the flip side of that, I feel I've been on like a mini adventure because I am discovering new places every time. I think I said last week, whenever I finish, I know where I'm going to go next when I boot it back up.
It is cool. I think the only thing I would say, and I know there are structured quests in the game, there are quests to do, but you've got to find the NCPs to talk to. So there's NCPs dotted about the land who will give you quests to do. So it's got a very weird quest structure. And it doesn't log anything. So there's no actual, like in a normal RPG, you'd have like a quest book or, somewhere where it tells you what quest you're doing and how to put a marker on the map or how to follow that quest line. None of that. You're just given a quest and you just got to remember what they told you to do, and which is usually very vague. You know what I mean? It is a weird game in that respect. There are people just taking notes in books, like in the old days.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm doing this quest. I'll just put a note in my book. So yeah, it's cool, but yeah, it's punishing. But I'm gonna keep, I'm enjoying it. So I'm gonna, not enjoying it. I'm liking it, so I'm gonna persevere. I'm gonna see if I can kill a boss at some point this week. So I'm gonna have a go. I'm gonna try and get better at the game. So anyway. I think that's it for me. That's everything I've got.
I think that's it for all of us.
Everything everyone's got.
Yeah.
Have we got any news? Let me have a look. Let me check.
Find out.
Have we got any news?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of news. You want some news?
Okay.
A little bit of news. It's not very long news. Quick news.
Yeah.
Dead Space Remake is now targeting early 2023 release. It's been delayed.
Ooh.
It was meant to be 2022, but apparently that's not going to happen. Which, for me, is kind of a good sign in a way, because it feels like they must be spending a lot of time making this good. So I'm gonna stick with that. So I'm gonna go with that as a reason. So hopefully,
sure.
I mean, I love the first game. It's a lot. Again, it's a little bit of it like the Mass Effect scenario, because it's a long time since I played Dead Space.
Yeah.
So when I play this again, as a remake, it'll be like playing it again, newly, because I'll have forgotten half of what happened.
Sure.
So that's cool. Some nice news. Bandai Namco are donating £650,000 to the humanitarian efforts in Ukraine.
Okay. Namco.
Yeah, quite a few game companies are. Yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Which is lovely to hear.
itch.io has raised over $4 million.
Dude.
Which is just...
Oh, is that massive bundle?
Yeah, 600 games and 400 other apps and stuff. But yeah, they've raised over $4 million, which is just brilliant. Just crazy amount of cash that they've raised.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of cool. And yeah, this is quite a little interesting story for you here. So an indie dev who's quite outspoken, apparently, has slipped some stuff into his patch notes. When they do patch notes on Steam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the game in question is Domina. Which had a very overwhelmingly positive reviews. It's like a gladiator fighting game.
Okay.
But in recent times, it's got overwhelmingly negative reviews.
Oh, jeez.
Well, don't say geez. Don't feel sorry for this developer.
I feel sorry for this developer.
Well, don't. You won't do it in a minute. Because I'm just trying to find them here. I'm just trying to find the actual full thing. Yeah, so basically within the patch notes, this is what he put. So in between some actual stuff that had changed in the game, he put take off the fucking masks
Oh,
Next
yeah, I
time
saw
you're
that. Yeah.
Next time you're at the
I saw this
grocery
too.
store,
Ridiculous.
try showing a woman your face. Be confident, unafraid of the lies. You
Pathetic.
might get a girlfriend.
What a
Women like
fucking
confidence.
schmuck.
Women don't like dudes who cover their faces in fear.
Fuck
what are you
that
afraid of?
dipshit.
Getting laid,
Ugh.
grow up. And then just carried on with a patch nose, like nothing had happened.
Right. Because he's
That's
trying to
almost
rant, and he
comedic.
knows
I
nobody
kind of love
actually
it.
wants to hear this bullshit. So he's.
I just find myself, it's like, what is wrong with people?
Yeah, really.
I mean, you can think that, that's fine. You can have that opinion, that's fine.
Yeah.
But Steam and video games isn't a place to make a political statement, is it? It just seems like the weirdest thing to do.
It's
Such
very
an
weird.
odd thing to do.
It's pathetic.
So anyway, he's kind of shot himself in the foot because now he's getting review bombed left, right, and centre. So just an idiot, truly an idiot, really. I don't know what is wrong with people. Yeah, there was. Yeah, there's a. By the way, you know Wordle, which everyone absolutely loses their shit over.
Yeah.
People are just going mental to do Wordle. There's a new one out called Hurdle. Have you heard of Hurdle?
No.
Not a clue.
This will be right up our street, dude, because we've had quizzes off Derek. Very similar to this. But Hurdle is about identifying songs from their opening seconds.
Okay.
So
That's
rather
pretty
than
cool.
words, there's pretty
Sorry,
cool.
I
So
just want to
look it
make
up.
sure that our dog is inside because there's a dog out in the field, and I want to make sure it's not ours.
Yeah. So you can play Hurdle in your browser. And when I say Hurdle, it's like here. So it's or Heardle. I don't know how it's Hurdle, Heardle. But it's Heardle. So you can play it in your browser, give it a go. It's kind of fun. So you just got to identify a song from the first few opening seconds. That's about it, really. There's not a lot of other news. I've probably missed loads of news, but who cares? That's done.
Let's talk about the news, but also who cares?
Who cares? Who cares about the news? I don't give a shit. Emails from last week. Right, I'm going to start reading these, right? If they sound familiar, stop me.
Okay.
Okay, first email. I'm sure Chini probably did these, but in case he didn't, and I didn't listen, so I have no idea. The first email is entitled, Are You a Dancer? Does that ring any bells?
Oh, I was waiting
Anyone?
to hear if Eric recognized it.
Are you a dancer?
Sorry, I had to go check on the dog. What am I doing, huh?
Is your dog all right? That's hold on, stop the show. Is your dog okay?
Yeah, he's fine. I'm sorry. Yeah, everything's fine.
The show can resume. Cool.
Yes. Are you a dancer?
Are you a dancer? Does this email ring any
Doesn't ring a
bells?
bell yet.
This is an email? We got an email? Is this email time?
Well, these are from last week.
Okay, well then I'll play the jingle.
Whoa, that ruled.
I'm not a dancer, no.
So yeah, what I was saying was I'll start reading the emails. If it sounds familiar.
Okay, we'll start.
And I know
we'll cut
you're
you
old
off.
and you've probably forgotten already.
Forgotten
but
what?
Stop me. Exactly. Okay, the first email is entitled, Are You a Dancer? Does that ring any bells?
No, it does not ring any bells.
Okay, well, we'll carry on then in that case. It carries on. Wow. You guys never call all right.
This sounds familiar.
It's Jason. You've probably heard it then.
All right.
I think
Go
it
ahead.
does sound familiar.
It's probably good enough.
Okay.
to
Why
hear
not?
twice.
Why not?
I will trust Antonio on this because he's younger and probably has a better memory than Duke. Okay, this second one, just check. This may have been done as well, so it's fine if it has. It says, just a quick email for the show. No? Anyone?
No,
We're not going to remember based on
doesn't
title
remember.
alone, I don't think.
Well, you might do.
Well,
Anyway,
I
it
might
says,
not.
Hi, guys.
Oh,
Hi,
yeah,
guys.
the one that says hi. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that's it. Well, we're done then. That was quick.
Yeah.
I like that. That's the quickest way of doing emails. Well, there isn't any others, so that's it. So at least I know they were done.
Read the
That's
freaking
fine.
email.
Oh, you just said you'd heard it.
I was joking.
Oh, for God's sake, I've closed it and everything. Right, okay.
Should we guess what it was saying?
yeah,
Hi
you go.
guys.
Yeah,
Hi,
guys.
Everything went well.
I hate the show. Y'all are stupid, and I don't know why I wasted my time listening.
Oh, how did you know? No, it says, hi, guys. Just wanted to say thanks for all the time and effort over the years.
No.
Familiar? No.
I
Putting out a great
I haven't put in
podcast
any
and
time.
nurturing a fantastic community of like-minded people.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to thank the fourth Beatle. Oh, sorry, I mean veteran gamer, and that's Derek.
Yeah.
This was read last week, but keep reading anyway, I'd say.
Yeah, you see, I knew you'd have heard it. Chinny sometimes is efficient too, new.
Okay.
Yeah, I may have. It's only short, so I might as well carry on that. I've nearly read it all anyway. I may have only been listening for the last couple of years, but his quizzes and questions have added so many laughs.
Yes.
I think I'm saying that it'll be sorely missed by myself and all the other listeners. There you go.
Agreed.
Enjoy your retirement. Tim the Reaper there. Job done.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Okay, so I've just read it, and you can't even remember because you're both old.
Can't remember what.
Exactly.
Ah!
So I think that's it. I think it's time to do some shout outs and stuff, isn't it?
I think it is time to do some shout outs and stuff.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
Well, I'm going to go first because my shout out includes some exciting news, people.
Oh.
I know. You're going to like this.
I hope so.
I'm excited for the news. I just had to sneeze. Sorry.
My shout out
yes,
is to Jay.
Jay?
You remember Jay?
Vaguely.
Of course I do.
He used to be here a while ago and he used to do some really cool quizzes and stuff.
Oh, yeah. That Jay. Joystick Jay.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Duke, your memory is...
Never mind that shit. The second I don't instantly remember something that you know is, oh, your memory, Duke. I'm sure I could dig...
It was only part of the show for about 3 years.
Yes, anyway. I know he was. It just took me a second. That's all. That's all it was. It just took me a second. That doesn't mean my memory's going. It doesn't mean I have Alzheimer's. It just took me a second. Go on.
Okay.
What about him?
I didn't accuse you of having
Go ahead.
Alzheimer's.
Whatever.
I just said your memory was shocking.
Right.
Anyway, he put a picture up on the Veteran Gamers Discord, I think what it was. You see, my memory's shocking as well. Veteran Gamers Discord of about 4 different waveforms within Audacity.
What?
And guess what I've nearly finished editing.
Oh, wow. Is he really doing a new quiz?
I'll give you a clue.
Oh,
it's been nearly 18 months since the last did one.
Has it only been 18 months? It feels like it's been like... Well, I guess that would be more than 2 years. No. More than 1 year.
Was a year and a half.
Yeah, right. I don't know how months work. I'm still brain fried because of daylight savings, which we ended here.
Mate, it's still 2020. Wake up.
I know.
Yeah, wake up, man. Wake up.
Yeah.
Now he was a bit cryptic, but I thought, oh my God, is this what I think it is? And he hasn't replied yet, so I don't know.
That's awesome.
I don't know.
Yay.
Oh, wait a minute. Joystick J has replied with a winky face.
All right.
So I'm guessing it is. Watch out, people, because there's a quiz of yesteryear incoming. Although I did kind of confirm it because when I looked a little bit closer at his picture and I zoomed in on it, one of the sound bites is called Chinny Fuck.
Okay.
So I'm guessing that's what it is. So get excited, people. Watch this space because shit's going down. Just saying.
Yes.
And that's it. And obviously a thank you to Antonio filling in not only last week,
but
this week. And also a shout out to Jess, who, to be quite honest, I think I'll ask her next time.
Thanks, Jess.
Yeah, I was going to shout her out. Yeah, replace me, finally.
Well, hi, Jess. She's welcome anytime. She was good.
Thank you very much.
Antonio, I will move over to you.
Shout out Jess. I'm going to look at her. Hello.
Yay.
Cool. And I was also shout out myself because last week I said I was about to finish that year's worth of videos. It's nearly done now. I just need to get access to my computer, which is currently in quarantine, to actually finish off the audio. The Call of Duty video ended up being 2 hours and 10 minutes.
All right.
About one game that most people have already stopped playing. So this is going to do amazingly.
Yay.
In terms
of course it is.
Yeah. Cool.
You got to do what? You got to believe.
Also, hi, Jin. I hope you're enjoying New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Ginny, I guess. Over in New York.
That's right.
Cheers,
yeah, you're welcome. Duke, over to you.
Yeah, I will shout out Antonio for filling in and Jess for filling in. And I'll shout out Chinny because he's sending stuff out. And shout out Jay for making us a new quiz, I suppose. And shout out Derek because he said he sent me something, but I haven't gotten it yet, but that's okay. And I'll shout out the people who helped me out on Friday and the people I helped out on Friday. And then, not shout out to the person who made me angry on Friday, but whatever, it's okay. So yeah, none of those people will ever hear that, and y'all don't know who I'm talking about, so it doesn't even matter. But
it's absolutely fine.
Shout out to the Duchess, who's making au jus sandwiches tonight. So those are going to be tasty.
Au jus. What the hell's an au jus?
You don't know what au jus is? Aren't you a qualified chef?
Yeah.
It is a French kind of sandwich that has sliced meats and then this sauce. It means on the juice. You dip it in the sort of juice sauce, which obviously it's fake because it's going to be vegetarian, but it's very, very tasty. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to that. So.
Well, I know au jus is a gravy, but I've never heard it sort of. It sounded like one word, so I guess that's probably why.
It's my flawless French accent. Je peux
pas le français
magnifique. Au jus.
Yeah.
Au jus. Et ça, c'est fini. Merci beaucoup tout le monde pour écouter. Et maintenant, nous sommes finis.
Right. Anyway, I will just, by the way, I did forget to shout someone out. I forgot to shout out.
No, nous sommes finis.
Fraser.
Nous sommes finis.
A shout out to Fraser. Because he did. Oh my god! Shout out Fraser because he did a cool minimal tech mix this week, so he's put that up on Mixcloud, which inspired me to do a minimal tech mix. I'll have a go.
Est-ce que tu jouais de la Plastic Man?
Which I assume you'd kind of probably like.
I might, yeah. Are you gonna play some Plastic Man? It's been a long time since I've listened to Plastic Man. I should go look at
what Plastic Man.
You never heard of? If you're gonna play minimalist techno, you got to play Plastic Man, dude.
Yeah, this isn't that minimal, man. Oh. You see, this is a difference between me and Fraser.
Well, I should check out Fraser's minimalist mix then.
Because Fraser is very minimal, so it just literally beats little bit of melody if you're lucky.
So where's Fraser? I don't think I know Fraser's streams. Where's his streams?
Oh, he's on Mixcloud as well.
Under what name?
Fraser Moo.
Is it Fraser Moo? Okay. Well, I'll have to check that out because I like me some minimalist techno. I'll listen to his, I'll listen to yours, and then I'll compare them.
You listen to mine. Mine
Ils sont les deux magnifiques. They're both good.
I said to him, I want vocals in mine. He's like, you don't vocals.
No,
I'm like, I'm going to get me some acapellas. Get me some acapellas.
That's the opposite of minimalist techno. Hey, maintenant nous sommes finis.
A little bit of vocal. But I did.
Nous sommes finis.
Wario cheats!
Oh, whoops. I forgot I didn't have it open in a new tab. There we go.
Your attention, please.
But he's in as well, by the way.
You what?
I said he got a lot of listens. He did really well with it.
I'm glad to hear it.
It's a good mix. I liked it. It's not my usual cup of tea, but I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, cool.
Oh yeah. So, yeah, give them both a listen, Duke, and then you can give us a lowdown next week.
Yeah, exactly. I will compare them.
Tell us what you think.
Yeah. And maintenant nous sommes finis.
I don't even know what that means.
It's on the stream.
How do you spell it? That's a good name for the title for the show.
NOUSSOMMES
Listen a minute, let me put it in the show notes.
NOUSSOMMES.
Listen a minute, shut up. NOUS.
Yes. New word. SOMMES.
SOMMES, yeah.
New word. FINIS.
Yes.
All right. Nous sommes finis.
There you go. That's it.
Now watch somebody who actually speaks French be like, you spelled it wrong, Piotrowski,
yeah, probably
idiot. Did.
Yeah. By the way, I finished 1984. That book is grim.
Oh, it is the darkest ending of any book ever. I challenge anybody to give me a darker ending because it's well, if Antonio hasn't read it, I don't want to spoil it, but
I've probably had a darker ending. I've probably had a darker ending to a film, to be honest.
What film?
Which is Dancer in the Dark. Have you watched that?
I've never seen. That's the Bjork movie, right?
Oh, honestly, mate, it's such a great film, but it's so sad.
I mean, that's fine.
It's the saddest film I've ever. It's a film. You definitely don't enjoy it. It's not an enjoyable one.
Well, that reminds me of Requiem for a Dream, which is important movie. It's well made, but God, I don't know if I really like that.
You never want to watch it again. That
exactly.
That is Dancer in the Dark. Similar to City of God is another example of that.
I didn't even find City of God. I mean, City of God is horrible, but I guess I didn't find it to be I don't even remember the ending, but it couldn't have made that.
The ending is just the younger kids taking over from the older gang. It's kind of this never-ending
that's the Wire
circle.
too. Yeah, I mean, well, that speaks to the systematic nature of the problem.
Yeah,
so.
never-ending cycle.
Never-ending cycle.
La.
Never-ending soda.
So yeah, but Dancer in the Dark, I'd recommend to watch it, but only ever watch it once.
Yeah, well, we're watching The Wire again. I'm getting the Duchess to watch The Wire again because she was like,
"Oh, we just finished Vikings Valhalla."
Yeah,
it's good. Mm-hmm. It's good. It was very Game of Thrones-ish, gotta say, but I kind of enjoyed it. There was
what every show needs to be now.
Quite shocking moments. There was some dark stuff going on.
Yeah,
and Vikings sacrificing people and stuff. Because that's what they did, apparently.
Did the Duchess just send me the exact same picture, or did she take a picture in the exact same spot?
Maybe. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe you'll have to figure it out. Righty-o, guys. I will let you go. Thank you, Antonio.
Yeah, thank you both.
Chini,
sorry about the lack of good sound equipment.
No, you're great,
it sounded
dude.
fine, honestly.
It's all good.
It did sound fine.
We just missed seeing your beautiful
hundreds
face.
Of pounds, did I?
You wasted hundreds of pounds because it sounds fine.
Right.
Although I've got to say, Jess did sound better. Just saying.
All right. Have a good night. Chinny should be
back next week.
Hopefully.
All right. See you, everybody.